podcast in the history of podcasts.
You are watching Wrestling with Savage! But of course,
Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, brought to you live by the champ. A last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a choke slam. Here to give it to you raw. This is Wrestling with Savage. Smackdown, hold the title. This is Wrestling with Savage. What?
I'm trying to give these two WWE legends.
what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Wrestling with Savage. We're here for episode 79, and it's a momentous occasion because we got a new guest on the show. We got a new guest. We got a mystery guy with a mask. We got a man in the mask, and I'm going to go first to Mr. Macho from the Macho Verse. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, Macho, and why you're here tonight, man?
Ooh, yeah, straight out of the Macho-verse, yeah. The cream will rise to the top again, yeah. Live from New York, it's Friday night, the Macho-verse, yeah. Myself, I'm a Macho Man cosplayer, mashup cosplayer, yeah. Love wrestling, I love to dress up, and I love the madness. Ooh, yeah. Uh-huh.
I love it. I love it. And Man in the Mask, how you doing tonight, man? What'd you do with Gilch tonight?
Zero. Miro.
Copy that. Tonight we got wrestling. It's Friday night. We had Smackdown. Tonight's Smackdown is going to be on Fox, of course, from the PNC Arena in Raleigh, North Carolina. And this is going to be, of course, the road to Clash at the Castle. It's going to continue the build-up. But, of course, the Roman, the tribal chief, isn't in the house tonight. He's not advertised. So let me go to you first, Macho. How do you feel about the tribal chief and the fact that he didn't show up to work tonight? Because I remember you used to be in the ring every week, right? Like 4 or 5 times a week. Macho's not fucking around.
Ooh, yeah, defending champs, yeah, this generation, yeah, they barely defend the titles anymore, yeah, especially in WWE, yeah, where's the champion, yeah. You know, back in my day, you'd get stripped of the title, yeah, President Jack Tunney would be right on your ass for something like that.
Absolutely, President Jack did not mess around. Gilch, did you miss the tribal chief tonight?
Yeah, I mean, the Usos are there. I'd like to see him.
The Usos are there, but Roman, Paul Heyman's obviously still fucking recovering from that F5 he took at SummerSlam. He won't be anywhere in sight probably for a while. We probably won't see him till maybe Clash at the Castle. Maybe. I guess that's a prediction because I can't make that a spoiler yet. Also in the arena, Ricochet is going to be there. New Day. Well, if you count, one guy from the whole thing being New Day, I guess. Sami Zayn's going to be there. And apparently Ronda Rousey, suspended or not, she's going to show up tonight in some capacity. We're going to have tonight Women's Tag Team Titles Tournament. Leah and Raquel Rodriguez versus Xia Li and Shotzi. And that's actually going to kick off the night. At ringside, you have Natty and Sonya Deville, who are going to face the winner of this match next week. Raquel Rodriguez started off the match. All women started off the match pretty chaotic. They're all brawling inside and out. They go to the outside of the ring. Now back from break, we see a bad sling blade from Shotzi from the corner, in which I believe it was supposed to be some kind of like a double team move, but they messed up the spot. Now Xia with a cover and a kick out, building up the hot tag to Raquel. Now Shotzi back in. Xia tries to attack Raquel Rodriguez. Xia Li now with a suplex on Aaliyah, but countered by Aaliyah with a neck breaker, now going for the tag on Raquel, and she's in. Raquel in with an impressive shoulder block to Shotzi, now a fall-away slam, and another fall-away slam, and now running to the second rope with a spinning elbow splash, and now the Tahina Bomb? Nope. Xia Li with interference. Shotzi with a Hurricane Rana sending Raquel into the corner. Now Shotzi with a springboard off the second rope. Gets broken up. The reverse DDT off the second rope. Looks nice. Xia and Shotzi go for the double Russian suplex to Raquel. But nope, we get the save from Aaliyah. We get the Tahina Bomb from Raquel to Xia Li, and they pick up the 1-2-3 in advance in the women's tournament. I gave it a 1.5 because I thought it was choppy and sloppy at parts. But the finish was as expected. I'm going to go to you first, Macho. What did you see? What did you think?
Yeah, choppy and sloppy. Well, let me first off say it's nice to see NXT talent, on the main roster, actually wrestling matches and having a chance to showcase their talent, making new tag teams and mixing it up, not the same old matches over and over.
Absolutely.
It was definitely fresh, yeah. I half paid attention because I was on the phone with another wrestler, the Postman, yeah. But yeah, it was nice to see them. They had some high spots. It wasn't a great match, but that Raquel is really a powerhouse. Yeah, it's always nice to see her. Yeah, Xia Li as well. I love Shotzi. yeah. Poor girl with the botches, give her a break,
Yeah, I give her a break too. It's we'll get into it in a second. Gilch, what'd you see? Or what do you rate in that match out of 5? Usually we rate the matches out of 5, Macho. Okay. So what would you give that match?
I give it about a 2.5. Yeah.
2.5. Okay, that's fair, man. Raquel was impressive. I'll give you that. Gilch, what are you seeing, Gilch?
I would go 2 stars. Yeah, everything you said, Macho, pretty much on point. To get to see the NXT talent. I don't know. Maybe I just don't pay attention enough when she wrestles, but I was a little more impressed with Raquel Rodriguez tonight. She did a good job pulling off like that, kind of Superwoman. Big. I was gonna say big man moves, but obviously that's not the case. Big woman moves.
There's not many big, women wrestlers these days, like a big man, but like, yeah.
Exactly. So she played
nobody worth it
well
shit
tonight. Yeah. Otherwise,
Understood. Real quick, I just want to shout out, pay homage to Gene LeBell, who passed away. So, rest in peace to him. He was a wrestling legend, trained a lot of guys. His 9th degree black belt, certified badass in the business. So, shout out to him. Back to the match at hand, though, I agree with you. It's nice to see NXT talent getting time on TV all over the board from Mondays and Fridays. And Shotzi's definitely, I've seen her so much more impressive. I feel like ever since she's come here, she's had a bum rap. She's had stupid storylines. And it feels like, she's not really as committed as I know she can be. And I don't know if it's I don't even know, man. Maybe she's just not used to working with some of these, double team matches. And she's all these weird matches.
Also for her character, give her what worked at NXT. Give this woman a tank, her entrance is great. We'll get to an NXT type entrance later on as we go. Yeah, I got some ideas. Yeah,
that sounds actually pretty good. But yeah, I give it a harsh rating because of the botches, and it was mostly between the first couple of minutes. But after that, yeah, it picked up pace. So you guys' grades are all on point. Next, we're gonna get a promo from Karrion Kross, which is interesting to see right away because I thought they would save this for later on. But first, we're going to get a video package from the announcers, Michael Cole, Pat McAfee, talking about 3 weeks from tomorrow being Drew versus Roman again, hyping it up a little bit. And then that's when we're going to go right into the Karrion Kross promo, which I thought was a nice touch. Came real quick in the midst of chaos. Opportunity presents itself last week. That's what happened. The Reaper, the Darkness, Drew McIntyre, Roman Reigns, the Chosen Ones. It must be nice. Us, we're cast out of paradise, disregarded like a broken toy to be forgotten. We prepared and we waited for the perfect time to strike. But basically, I like this. This promo rang true. They got dumped. They got disregarded. He's saying it pretty much loud and clear, making it part of the storyline. That's why I did what I did. Gilch, I'll go to you first. Did you like this promo? Would you rate it?
I didn't like it. I fucking loved it. I loved it. Just to see such a good promo. I don't want to say it for somebody new. We know who he is. Yeah. Somebody fresh again that he's back, and I loved it. I love this. Yeah, I love this Scarlett, the character that Scarlett's playing. She looks amazing as well as always.
Yes,
I loved it. I'm gonna give it a 4-star. The promo.
Awesome, Macho. What'd you see?
Yeah, I'm looking for an answer to this. Yeah, Mean Gene. I thought it was good. It's great to see Karrion Kross again. It's great to see these people I actually enjoyed watching at NXT getting to do their thing, not being able to use their own talents to do their promos. I thought it was a strong promo for sure. I definitely go with a 4. He's off the bat. He's a mysterious, interesting heel. He's got conviction. You can tell this is coming from the dude who's there. He's in the WWE. He's good enough to cut his own promos, and now we can see that.
Oh, yeah, and he's getting the instant rub because all these kids that are watching the program now, let's say they're fans of Drew or they're fans of Roman Reigns, and all of a sudden they see this guy just come in, lay out Drew instantly, and then stare down Roman, look right in his eyes, tell him to tick-tock, 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 you know what I mean? And apparently, tonight, my favorite part of his whole thing is when he called himself, you're the bloodline, well, we're the timeline. I thought that was fucking money. Awesome. Money. He killed it tonight. On that whole fucking thing. Absolutely killed it. Yeah. Next, we're going to see Drew McIntyre make his way to the ring. And we're going to go to break, of course, because that's what SmackDown does. It would be nice to see SmackDown 1 hour commercial free one week. Like we saw Raw, the other week. That was nice.
Yeah, NXT did it once, right?
Yeah, 20 minutes? Absolutely. Yeah. No, even if they did a main event commercial free, that would have been phenomenal because tonight's main event actually deserved it. We'll get into that in a little bit, though.
Yeah.
Drew says, North Carolina, can you hear me? Can you scream? Exciting times in WWE, new faces showing up. Let's start, there. Drew jumps right away about how he was jumped from behind from Karrion Kross last week. Now, a lot of people think I'm going to rant and rave. That's my plan. I actually do plan on ranting and raving. I get it. I mean, he's been waiting a year. What bigger impact than attacking the number one contender and staring down the champ? Here's the problem, though. I'm that number one contender. He says you're going to have 3 options: hospital, graveyard, or a knockout. I'll send you back to that dungeon you crawled out of, which I like this, because this is Drew McIntyre, who's a certified star, building this NXT guy up, making him have even more lore, storyline, character development. It's a nice touch. You can see they're trying to build new stars in the last 2 weeks, and you got to dig that shit, man. I know you dig it. That's all you do. The Macho Man. The only person that digs more than Macho Man is maybe The Undertaker. I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah, you're gonna graveyard match. Yeah.
Yeah, and then here comes Karrion Kross. Nope. Instead, we get his Angel of Doom, his Oracle. Scarlett Bordeaux comes to the ring and says, all kinds of basically nonsense. She doesn't say anything because we've seen the Usos jump from behind. They attack fucking Drew McIntyre, taking him out, kicking his ass. He would try to get his shots in. He would try, but eventually we would just see the Usos assaulting Drew too much. We see the super kick and the 1D to put down Drew. And then that's pretty much it, man. Gilch, what did you think of this segment?
I didn't love it. I loved the again, we'll go circling back to Karrion, but like the beginning of Drew coming to the ring when he was behind back there in the gorilla, and he sort of kind of like just gazing there, like we're here. I'm sorry, I'm just like I'm obsessed with Karrion Kross. Like he's gonna be in my dreams.
So you were like disappointed that you didn't see him in the ring, basically.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a nightmare of the sands of time turning as I'm sleeping.
Understood. Macho, how about you? Are you sick of the Usos, or were you happy to see them involved?
For a long time, yeah, but they're strong champs. Let me take the madness out for a second. So I thought the promo was good. I like the dungeon reference. It's kind of like saying how Karrion Kross dressed like a freaking dungeon master with the whole leather mask and looking like Executioner from a THQ video game. Scarlett coming out and they did the lights and the effect. I thought it was amazing. That's what I'm talking about, bringing it back from NXT. What made these things special, right?
Nice production.
Right, Malachi Black popped out and all that thing, and they got rid of it. You got to keep them. You can't only have it for the Undertaker. That's what I like. So I thought that was amazing. The Usos coming out, that was a surprise to me. So I like unexpected. I stopped watching for a while because it was so predictable. Now it's not at all.
No,
anything can happen.
That's a really good point. It's definitely not predictable anymore.
Yeah.
By far. Undertaker's gone. I think right now they can take advantage of a lot of things in pop culture, pop media that are popping everywhere. Karrion Kross fits in a lot of different categories. I mean, he looks like he walked right out of the Upside Down in Stranger Things with Scarlett.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hair look is definitely doing it, yeah.
That entrance tonight with Scarlett, though. Oh, my God.
Yeah, she's going to sell some merch. She's going to put some butts in seats. And right now, you could be looking at the hottest couple in wrestling today. I mean, that's what I'm seeing right now when I see them.
Yeah, today, yeah.
It's, the next Macho Man and Miss Elizabeth, his queen, and this is his queen, or his Angel of Doom, as he says, his Oracle, Michael Cole tells us. And Michael Cole and Pat were really doing a great job, too, building him up,
Vince in their ear, I do not mind the commentary at all.
No, not at all. It's fresh. Do you like it more than Raw?
I watched Raw in its entirety for the first time in years this week.
Okay.
I like SmackDown commentary better, but the Raw commentary did get better.
Yeah.
Liking Michael Cole doing his thing. I've never been a fan of Michael Cole because I thought he was like that cheesy old dad, hey, I'm hip hop,
Yeah.
Now he's doing what got him there, I guess, and it's been nice.
Yeah, he's definitely way better with Pat than he was with Jerry or a couple of these other guys like Taz. I never liked him when he was with Taz. He always and I used to see him all the time at WWF New York, and Taz would always shake my hand and say hello. Michael Cole would walk by every single fan. He didn't give a shit about saying hello to anyone.
Yeah.
Michael Cole never seemed comfortable with Taz.
No, I don't think he was. I don't think he seemed comfortable with random people trying to talk to him either. He's not like that type.
Yeah.
He's not that type. He's not that type. What's up next, though? SmackDown continues, and we get a very sick video package talking about the Intercontinental Championship, its history, its lineage. It's showing us like its storied place, that it's timeless for almost 4 decades, showing a variety of legendary contenders and champions that we've had over the years for generations, and that it is the pillar of excellence. But before we go into the next segment, I want to get into real quick. I'm going to go to you first, Macho. Who are your favorite 3 Intercontinental Champions of all time? Put you right in that hot seat.
Obviously, it's going to be a Macho Man Randy Savage.
You can vote for yourself. It's
Yeah.
okay.
I was at SummerSlam '98, so I gotta go with The Rock and Triple H. Yeah. Yeah, it's a tough one off the bat. My brain wants to say Dolph Ziggler for some reason. But
Okay. It's fair. Totally fucking arguable.
Yeah.
So you got Triple H, Rock, and Ziggler. Those are your 3?
Instead of Rock, I'm gonna go with Ken Shamrock. Yeah, the world's
Oh.
most. Most of my stuff.
Ken Shamrock. That might be the first time his name has even come up on this show. Good God.
Yeah.
Ken Shamrock. Gilch, who are your 3?
Former bodyguard, yeah.
Who are your 3, Gilch?
I'm gonna go HBK,
Okay. Fair.
Bret Hart,
Fair.
Ooh.
and Razor Ramon.
Fair.
Yeah.
All arguable. My top 3, number 3 is The Rock. Because of what he's just done, what he did with that IC run. He had the IC run, and then look what he did with everything else. Number 2, someone that most people forget about, Kurt Hennig, Mr. Perfect, to me, was the perfect Intercontinental Champion. I loved him. I loved his gimmick. I loved his reign. And number 1, the King, the Macho King, Macho Man Randy Savage, your greatest IC champion of all time. Greatest.
Ooh, yeah.
All time.
Cream of the crop, yeah, top of the line, yeah, soaring with the eagles and slivering with the snakes, yeah.
Absolutely, always rising to the top. Now we're going to get into an interview with Shinsuke Nakamura. Basically comes out, tells Gunther to say, "Come on!" And that's it, end of interview. I liked it, short and sweet, the way we should keep a lot of things. We're going to get a match now with the Viking Raiders, but versus who? Who? I don't know. Who? No, we're not going to get a match because we're going to see this guy, Kofi Kingston, just come out with a kendo stick, absolutely beat the hell out of the Raiders, try to assault them from behind, and then they're going to turn around and beat the shit out of him. They're going to pick him up and launch him into their shield, try to drag him to the ring. Officials are going to come out and try to say, "Hey, calm down." Terrible. Absolutely terrible. I give this shit a fucking just 0 star because this is terrible to me. I hate what you're doing with the Raiders because this is their second run. So now they're involved in this silly shit show. These guys are good wrestlers. They should get better treatment than this. And it feels like this is one of the last ligaments that's holding on to the last era. You know, like Triple H is for some reason still letting this shit even happen. Yeah. What do you think, Macho?
So for someone who just got into watching WWE again, you know, one of my last memories of them is kind of like being goofy, like the Viking experience. So see them, badass and attacking somebody and jumping off and doing a splash and just looking like total aggressive badasses. It was a step up for me. Yeah, they should be doing something better, but compared to what they were doing a few years ago, I'd say a step up. Nothing like the War Raiders from Ring of Honor, but a little bit closer, yeah.
No, absolutely. I just like to see more serious tag team matches instead of like these gimmicky storyline driven, whatever. Right. I understand they got to finish out the storyline because that's what it is. Gilch, what did you see? Are you rating it?
No, it's funny though because the repackaged Raiders. I don't know if you guys ever watched the TV show Vikings,
but I have a couple episodes. I got to finish it.
They look exactly like characters from Vikings. The way the face paint is a little different.
Okay.
Yeah, they look exactly. And so whoever repackaged them that way was definitely a fan of the show.
Oh, for sure. I'm sure. Obviously, somebody likes them because they're getting a push. At the end of the day, they're still getting a push. They're on TV, and they're kicking ass. So when you're doing that, you're getting a push. But, my point is this. When was the last time you went to a show and saw people running to the vendor to get that Viking Raiders shirt? So, is it really working?
Ring of Honor, but that was years ago. Do you want me to call it the Nazi man? I'm just trying to rest my voice a little bit.
Nah, you can take off the glass. You can do whatever you want, man. It's all good.
You know what the one other issue with them is they're heels. So you like you said, they can't sell. They don't obviously they're not merch sellers, but at least if like, and I think they should be heels. But that's the other reason why they aren't going to sell a lot, because kids aren't like kids aren't like Daddy, get me Viking Raiders t-shirts.
I just know they're better than that, and I was hoping that when they were going to get a rebrand, it was going to be like an FTR. They should be trying to copy FTR right now and just put on clinics.
Right, but who was the last ones to sell a lot of tag team merch? Would you say like Arcade
New
Bro?
Day. It has to be New Day. Besides New Day, Arcade Bro, yeah, for sure. Arcade Bro was selling merch. Absolutely. Has to be. Maybe, I'm curious to see how much merch Alpha Academy is selling, if they're selling any. I don't know the numbers right now, but I do love them.
Yeah, I was impressed by them on Raw.
But I don't know if they're selling fucking merch. Now we're going to get another segment. We see Sami Zayn knock on the Bloodline's door. He's telling them that, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden we see Drew McIntyre come out of nowhere, get revenge on the Usos, beats the shit out of them, lays them out, says, each week you two get involved, I'm going to beat your asses. And honestly, again, is this the best that they can do for Sami Zayn? They just have him looking like a bitch for so long. He lost to Johnny Knoxville. He loses to everybody. I hope he doesn't turn out like Piper and doesn't get a world title run. I want him to have a world title run.
It reminds me of Disco Inferno, like trying to fit in with the NWO, and he's like the guy on the side. A lot of that. I mean, they've done that a few times with different wrestlers. Yeah, he's got his comedy thing. I guess it's more of a character development, but this guy should be burning it up and having amazing matches. Like, think back to NXT when, he first debuted in WWE. So there's a lot more you can do with him. I'm sure it's going to blossom into something, with a big face turn. I hope so.
Maybe. I hope so, too. But for me, he was so impressive at NXT. And, currently the way they have him pitched, he reminds me of a modern day, and I've said this before, a modern day Roddy Piper. Because Roddy Piper's job was to annoy everybody. At the end of the day, his job was to annoy everybody, piss people off, be a bad guy, and not win championships. he won the IC championship, you know what I mean? He never won the big one, and Sammy unfortunately still hasn't won the big one, and he needs his WrestleMania moment, and I hope it's coming in the next couple of years. Obviously, we know it's not coming this fucking year, next year either. Probably the next year after that. We'll see what happens. But Sammy's a good dude. Gilch, you got any thoughts on Sami Zayn?
No. That's a good fucking comparison, man. Disco Inferno and NWO. It's kind of like the guy, right? He's there, but he's kind of like the last guy, in the huddle.
Yeah, he's last pick. He's like, well, maybe if somebody dies, I'll be up. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll get there. Poor Disco. Now we're gonna get a match between two guys. I only got one of their names. I don't think they said the other guy's name. It's gonna be Brendan Scott and some jabroni, and they're waiting for their opponents, and they don't know who the hell it's gonna be. And all of a sudden, here comes Hit Row. All right, Ashante, Adonis, Top Dollar, and B-Fab. We have not seen them in over a year, but they are back here on SmackDown. We get a big shoulder block by Top Dollar to kick things off, and now B-Fab with, Adonis with a pancake slam, dropping the scrubs. Now Adonis with a double fall-away power slam. We got a one-on-one going on situation. It was he picks him up with a double Mark Henry power slam. He had one guy in his back, one guy in his front, does some big fucking slam. Then he goes to do a backdrop, and before the backdrop, you see the drop kick to the face, which was very nice by Adonis. They picked up the 1, 2, 3. Cole saying they're putting the tag team division on notice. Now Hit Row has the microphone. They say, "Did you miss us? My name is B-Fab. I'm Top Dollar. I'm Ashante Adonis, and the details are few." Whatever he said. We are here to grow the OG3. If you didn't know, now you know. And then Pat McAfee started rapping, and Michael Cole looked legitimately upset. Macho, what were your thoughts on this? Would you rate this match and promo, everything?
Well, I'm always a sucker for surprises, debuts, returns. So that's always going to pop me more and make it more special to me. So the match, I don't know, a 2-ish, right? It was cool to see them again, and that's awesome because they were really on fire, and they were prematurely released and broken up for no reason. So Triple H is getting his people back. It's nice to see fresh faces again. That's cool.
Yeah, it looks like they're getting the chance that they missed out on last time again to see what they're going to do. Yeah,
it's everybody but Swerve, right?
Yeah. Gilch, what'd you see?
Cool.
Yeah, I'm also a sucker for surprise appearances, returns. So I enjoyed it. Again, it's Triple H's WWE universe right now. That's
Yeah, I gave it a 2 as well. I thought the finish was strong. They looked strong coming out. They didn't mess up on the promo. They came to the ring. I wasn't like super impressed or anything like that, but it was not bad. Not bad. I wasn't super surprised, to be honest, because at this point, I think everybody is going to come back. Like all the people they let go. At this point, I'm waiting for just Bray Wyatt to show up at any fucking given moment, too.
He's got to, right?
Oh, yeah. We'll get into all that. Get into all that later. You get the progressive match flow that was showing us highlights of the women's gauntlet match. That was setting everything up between Liv and Shayna Baszler. Then you get an interview with Gunther. The interview with Gunther was short and sweet as well. He said, I heard what Shinsuke said. Tell him to get ready for the ring general. Then we get an announcement, which was a very good announcement. AJ Styles versus Bobby Lashley coming up on Monday Night Raw for the United States Championship. Right. And if it's like anything like the last 2 weeks of championship matches we've been watching on Raw, it's going to be good. You got a prediction on that one, Macho?
Yeah, that's going to be good. You know, I think, again, these guys have the freedom to have better matches, to do more stuff, to not do the same old shit. So what we saw from Raw with, Ciampa versus Lashley, Ciampa versus AJ Styles, I'm excited to see AJ Styles versus Lashley. Look, they've been surprising me. I've had low expectations, right? I saw SummerSlam, and I'm like, oh, Lashley match, or Brock Lesnar Roman again. You know what? Both those were very good and very entertaining. So I'm excited to see where it goes. For sure.
Definitely entertaining, for sure.
Have they been calling him Gunther this whole time? Or is
Gunther. No, his original name is Walter. They had him as Walter in NXT.
Gunther.
Well, I think like they just messed up on the announcement of his name like the first couple of weeks, and then they made it clear it's Gunther. The lady in the ring, whoever, I forget her name, the lady that does all the ring announcements, the way she says Ludwig and then Gunther's name, she legitimately sounds like one of the greatest ring announcers in the history of the business.
That's amazing.
She's fucking killing it. If you hear the way she says Ludwig, I can't even fucking say it like her. I wish I could. She's got a voice, man, really good. Anyway, that shit was quick. Like I said, AJ versus Bobby Lashley coming up Monday night. And now we see Ronda Rousey. She comes into the ring through the arena, gets into the ring. She's holding a fucking gym bag. She's talking about how she got fined a lot of money. She dumps the money on the table. She's like, so I doubled it. Let's be honest, it won't be the last time. Being the baddest bitch is expensive, but I can afford it. Officials ask her to leave. Ronda begins to put one of them in an armbar maybe, but, let's go. Shayna then comes out telling her that that's not how this is done. Ronda says, you used to be a pillar. Great way to go to break. I like this whole thing. And real quick, we're just getting to the championship contract signing between Liv Morgan and Shayna Baszler, because this is all one big segment, to be honest. Liv Morgan, Shayna Baszler. The best thing I saw from that was Liv calling Shayna a bootleg Ronda, and then basically Shayna tried to break Liv's arm. I'm not going to sit here and talk about 10 minutes about the same shit. Macho, are you hyped about this match between Liv, Shayna? Who's your prediction, and what do you think about Ronda coming out with all that fucking money?
I thought Ronda coming out and doing that was badass. It was like, it wasn't the same old cookie cutter stuff, the same promos, trying to memorize what she's supposed to be saying. So I thought that was fresh again. Am I excited about Liv Morgan versus Shayna Baszler? Sure. It was cool to see Shayna Baszler win that gauntlet match. Let's see if Liv Morgan can take her down, right? She couldn't beat Ronda fair and square.
That's for sure.
We have another ex-MMA fighter, so here we go. I'm excited to see where they can go with it. Yeah. It's kind of like watching maybe like Lesnar and like Daniel Bryan, something like that. You know what I mean? You got this big beast, and someone's going to try to outsmart them.
Absolutely. Gil, how about you, man? What are your thoughts? Same questions. Who do you think's coming out on top, man, in all this?
It's hard for me to say yes when you ask me, am I excited about Liv Morgan versus anyone in the end there? So, it's difficult. I don't know where this is going. Prediction? Shit, man, I really don't know. I'm like torn with this because I like Shane. I'm a fan of Shayna, and I know you are as well. It's nice to see her finally, getting like a world title shot here. So I would honestly, like, again, with Triple H back down this time, I wouldn't be, before Trips came in, I would have been shocked if Shayna won. I wouldn't be shocked now. Surprised, but not shocked.
Yeah. I don't think she's going to win right now because they're going to let Liv have her little run. She's going to sell her merch, do whatever she does. It's just crazy to me that Liv's first few careers in the WWE were way more impressive. She put on way better matches. And then the year where she's literally like the botch queen of Monday Night Raw for like 4 or 5 months in a row. And if you didn't watch this year, it was sad to see. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. She all of a sudden is now the champion. It didn't make sense to me. So to see Shannon Basil, a girl who has been putting in the work for a long time, and then a girl or woman, whatever you want to call her, she was in the Elimination Chamber, and she had one of the greatest performances in the history of this business for a female. Absolutely murdered everybody in the ring. Looked like she was a god, and then never got anything from it. So to see that now come full circle, I can't wait till they get the belt off Liv Morgan and on Shayna. But I don't think it's going to be right now. I think Liv's going to have it for another month or two. I don't know who's going to get it first. What would you guys rather see? And I'll go to Macho first for you. Would you rather see Ronda have the title at WrestleMania versus Shayna? Or Shayna have the title versus Ronda at WrestleMania?
I think Ronda, you go with the heel, and then you get the babyface to win it all at WrestleMania. Yeah, that's the moment. You know, I'd go.
Let Shayna win the Rumble, right?
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, I love that idea.
That's my storyline. Let Shayna, let Liv have her whole fucking run right now. Ronda's going to get her title back from Liv. Shayna wins the Rumble. Shayna, Ronda. Boom.
That's a badass match, yeah.
That's money to me, man. Yeah. I hope we get that, but, you know. They're not watching this show, so who's going to tell them? Someone's got to go down to Stanford. Maybe me and you should go to Stamford, Connecticut and invade the WWE headquarters.
We're not that far away. Yeah,
we're really not. I know where Vince's house is. We can stalk his ass. Then we get another segment between Sami Zayn and, they're asking, where did you go, track star? Because they've never seen anybody run so fast in their life when Drew McIntyre came to attack. Sami says, I went to go get security. And then the Usos tell him, if you don't step your game, you're going to get left behind. Then we're going to go into a video package for the WrestleMania launch party, which, honestly, I thought this was kind of useless. Didn't really show anything good. They did mention that WrestleMania sold more launch tickets than ever in its history, which isn't surprising, because the rumors about Rock versus Roman are true. Then that thing's going to be sold out very quickly.
Oh, for sure.
Very quickly. Then we're going to get a match. Yeah. We're going to get a match, which was a surprise match, I guess. Usos come out. They, they say, Drew, come to the ring, pick a partner, get this to work, Drew comes out by himself. We get a 2-on-1 match at first. Drew was kicking some ass, catching nice shots, chops, but Usos eventually took control until Madcap Moss comes to the ring to join them, even up the odds. The match was all right for me. Usos were setting up for the 1D, but Madcap pulls out Jay and then Jay clotheslines Madcap over the barricade. Now we see the Claymore from Drew to Jimmy. He picks up the 1-2-3 in the win, and Drew with another Claymore to the honorary Us Sami Zayn, who, in my opinion, certainly stepped it up tonight, because he went from running away to now taking the Claymore. So, good shit, Sami Zayn. I only give it a 2-star because I don't know, nothing special.
I'm new on
Macho,
Madcap.
what do you think?
Yeah. Well, I'm new on Madcap Moss. What's his thing? He's dressed like Scotty Anton from ECW.
This is much better than what they had him at WrestleMania when he was wearing suspenders and fighting Corbin in the main event. So it's a step up. His thing, he's a powerhouse.
Yeah, he's a powerhouse. Yeah, exactly. So when he came in, as the partner, he came in with that hot tag energy. I thought that was cool. Yeah, he just needs better gear, though. It's just, but I like. It was cool to see him for a minute. Yeah.
Would you rate that match, or you could skip rating if you think something's whack?
Yeah, 1.5.
Hey, I'm right there with you, almost. Gilch, how about you?
Give it a star.
Yeah, I don't blame you either, man. How many times we're going to see the Usos in the same shit? I really don't like seeing the Usos taking the Dudleys move either. That bothers me big time, and it's been bothering me for a while. I'll still never like it.
Yeah.
But that's me. Whatever. Who cares? Next, we're going to get a segment that is actually important, okay? Because we're going to talk about the new and greatest faction in wrestling going today, and that's the Maximum Male Models. These guys are incredible. Marseille, Mansois, Max Dupree, Maxine Dupree, they're taking photos. Everything's going good. And then all of a sudden, Angel Garza and Humberto want to show up, and they said, you should hire us. Max Dupree says, you guys are not maximum male model material. They say, we weren't talking to you. We were talking to her. So it's nice to see the maximum male models finally getting some kind of a storyline that's going to lead to a match. Something, right? We haven't seen them wrestle yet. We haven't seen anything. I want to go to you first, Macho, since you're the new one on the show right now. What do you think of the Maximum Male Models, Max Dupree, the whole thing?
I think it's cool. It's funny. You know, you need more backstage, like little comedy segments, and you need some characters that aren't like, oh, I'm gonna kick your ass on the toughest guy. You know, something like that. It reminds me of like Drew Brees, or maybe not Drew Brees, Tyler Breeze, or like a Zoolander type thing. So yeah, I like where they're going with it. It's cool that they were able to, you know, Max Dupree was able to come back. You know, with Triple H, because I think they canned him for a bit, right, as the leader of it.
Yeah.
It's a cool gimmick. I want to see where it goes, and I want to see like who else they add to the group. So yeah, I'm excited to see how they wrestle and like, you know, what their mannerisms on the ring, and if their modelness, you know, flows into their matches. You know, how they wrestle based on that. It'd be cool.
Absolutely, yeah. And how about you, Gilch?
Yeah, I want to see some ring action sooner than later. But I love it. I mean this up. I really do. It's fun. It's fun. It's different. It's stupid. Yeah, but it's great. It's great.
I think Triple H thinks a lot like how I think, to be honest, and I'm willing to guess that at WrestleMania we're gonna have a match between the Maximum Male Models versus Fandango and Tyler Breeze. I would love to see that because they're the models. They're the models, right? They had that whole storyline, Brazango, all that shit. I could see it. I could see it, and they're Triple H guys, and Triple H is back, so anything's fucking possible.
Man. Do like a slow build for that. Have them come back to Rumble. That'd be kind of cool. Yeah, they really cool.
The only thing is Fandango's having a ball right now in the Indies.
Absolutely, but if the money's right,
I'm gonna see him next weekend. Yeah.
If Triple H calls him, he's picking up the phone.
Mid Hudson Comic Con.
Oh, nice.
Oh, cool. Yeah, he's been fighting. He's killing
NWA.
Yeah, he's been doing work too with the Outlaw Pro Wrestling. It's a really small indie thing. They do Brooklyn, they do Queens, and and they did like a marathon where they did like 4 shows last week, and they're doing 4 shows again next week, like Rockaway, Brooklyn, and
they're working hard
every night for them. Yeah,
they're working hard. You ever been to any of the Creative Pro shows, Macho?
No, but a guy I used to train with at wrestling school is big with those. Kevin Matthews.
Okay.
Haven't been to one yet, but now that I live in Manhattan, I'm closer to Jersey, so I'd definitely be down to see it. They have some great cards.
Yeah, they usually do all this stuff in Long Island. I went to the first one. I've been to one, but it was a long time ago. I just went to one recently with Gilch. We got to meet Max Caster, and we met a lot of people, actually. Mark Sterling, Slade. It was a good time, actually. Not a bad fucking show at all, man. Where did you wrestle? Where did you train?
Johnny Rod's in Brooklyn.
Oh, that's a stiff fucking... That's a stiff ring. I was taking bumps there.
That ring
I was taking bumps at Johnny Rod's in like 1999, right? I was doing a couple of like, you know, just training sessions over there just to take some bumps.
I was 2001, I think, or 2000. Yeah, 2001, 2002.
It's probably the same fucking ring. I wouldn't be surprised, man.
We had all the same people, I bet, right? Like Matt Stryker, Prince Nana.
When I went, I was training in the ring with Devon Dudley.
Oh, wow.
He was there doing a workout, and we were doing a small little bullshit show, and the main event was Jimmy Snuka versus Devon.
It was WUW, right? Is that the name of the thing?
I don't even remember anymore, man, because I got wasted that night with Jimmy. All the money he got paid, he ended up using it to get everybody shots to like look like a badass. Wow. He got $500, and he literally had a $500 bar tab.
One of my buddies that I've trained with is doing NWA right now. Hale Collins.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah.
The cool thing about the Creative Pros got actually a pretty good roster. Cardona was hurt last one, but I went to the one before that, and Cardona's there with his wife. It's Brian Meyer's school, obviously, but
right.
Brian's there. He's got some good talent. He's got a big guy named Vargas that George saw for the first time, and he can move. He's like
he's the Dominican Umaga.
Really? I want to check that out.
Yeah, you'll like him, man. You'll like him for sure.
They got Bear Country. Who else? There were more AEW guys that came through. Caster, obviously.
Mark Sterling.
Hornswoggle usually wrestles with them.
Their school sounds amazing. Like the stuff they're teaching, I was reading about it. Like they're skipping all that carny bullshit, you know, and they're teaching you the stuff you should know and like the lessons and stuff from like videos I've seen. I'm like, wow.
Are you still actively training?
No, I don't. I just work out. I'm a teacher now, so
that's what's up, man. It's a rough schedule.
I only trained for a few months, and then when ECW shut down, I didn't really want to be a wrestler anymore. I was like, that's it. Like, and it kind of killed it for a while. So I went into college, and that was that. A few of my friends that I train with are doing their thing, and see familiar faces sometimes on the indie circuit. But Yeah, no, I'm just a teacher and a baseball coach nowadays. Dressed up like Macho Man on the weekends.
That's what's up, man. I can't believe we're about to talk about Arnold Schwarzenegger. They're going over the Smackdown Classic moment, which this is another Triple H rub. He loves Arnold. He's giving him some shine. This is all Triple H right here, man. They show Arnold holding the title, doing a segment with Stone Cold and DX and all that. Next, we're going to get an interview with Ricochet. He's talking shit about what he did to Corbin last week after Pat distracted him. Pat says he beat Corbin and he can, do whatever he wants, basically. Bum-ass Corbin's a little bitch. He's just mad that I beat him. He won't get over it. Ricochet's talking about it doesn't matter who wins, Gunther or Shinsuke. I'm next in line. Then we just see Corbin attack the shit out of him and tells him, we're just getting started. Ooh, all the people are booing. Corbin's my favorite heel in the game today right now. Macho, what do you think about Corbin?
I used to love to hate Corbin, yeah, especially when he used to dress like a butler, yeah. I think Corbin's cool, I missed the whole thing, how he became Happy Corbin. I feel like I gotta go back and watch that. That seems like a fun thing.
It was actually funny.
Yeah, it was all good. They killed it. They killed it. Corbin's awesome.
It's nice to hear Ricochet actually speak. So, I want to hear people be characters. I love the storyline aspect of things. So, was it exciting? It was what it was.
Yeah.
But again, character development. People cutting promos, people using it.
No, that's a great point. Now, Ricochet hasn't really gotten any mic time at all. Even when he was the Intercontinental Champion, he didn't even get to defend the title. All he did was lose the title against Gunther.
And I thought of this earlier tonight. If Triple H was booking before, would he have gotten squashed? Would Ricochet have gotten squashed by Brock in 30 seconds at that one pay-per-view? I don't know,
I don't think so. Yeah. You make a good point there.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? Now we're going to announce the next week on SmackDown. Real exciting news because we've never seen it before. The face-off between Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre. And also there's going to be a Viking funeral for the New Day. Whatever the fuck that means. Next week on SmackDown. And something I'm excited about, 2 NXT rising superstars, Nikita Lyons and Zoe Starks, are going to be on SmackDown next Friday night to take on Sonya Deville and Natty in their women's qualifying or, whatever it's called, quarterfinal match. Holy shit, man. Nikita has made it to the main roster.
Macho, have you seen Nikita yet?
I have. I've seen mostly GIFs of her doing that split drop on people.
Yes, I would take that pin 10 times out of 10.
Yeah.
Have you seen good shots of Nikita from the back wearing swimwear?
I think I have. Yeah.
It's pretty life altering. So yeah,
she is gonna be an instant superstar as soon as she comes on national TV. The ratings are probably gonna be sick next week.
She's big too,
Oh, she can go too. She can fight. She can hit. She can punch. She knows how to sell. She's obviously still green to me in the ring. You can tell a little bit with certain spots, but at the end of the day, you get her with the right people to work a good program for 6 months, and she's training at the same time with all your top trainers. I think by WrestleMania, she's going to be looking pretty clean.
I could see her being like a Jade Cargill,
Yeah.
I think you put her with 2 good workers again, with Natty and Sonya. So that should be.
It's smart.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think they're going to go over their match because I think her debut on TV is very important. She needs to have a powerful debut. Obviously, I think they're going to win that match. That's my prediction. Because why are they going to bring these 2 girls to lose to people that have been losing to everybody? Sonya's been losing. Natty's been losing. You're not going to bring these 2 new rising stars and have them lose on their first match, right?
If Vince was in charge, yes, 1,000% they lose the match. And they probably like a squash probably, too. So.
Yeah.
They had a promo. She was saying, Nikita was saying she sings and dances and she can bust up a woman's face. Stark says she can't sing or dance, but I can kick ass. We are ready to take over this women's tag team division here on SmackDown. We're going to take the gold. So not only do they have some hype with the announcers, they had their own promo. They're letting NXT roster have a promo on live TV instead of how many other people that didn't get a promo tonight that have been on the roster for 20 years. You know what I'm saying? So that's a big step right there when you see NXT roster having a promo on SmackDown before they even make their fucking debut. So,
that's wild. Yeah. Think about the change. Yeah, Vince was in charge. Vince, he doesn't he thinks, He doesn't even want NXT on Tuesday.
There's no way that's happening if Vince was still 100% in control.
It's too close to Monday, and he thinks NXT like smells, so he doesn't even want it on Tuesday night. Never mind, put guys on the roster and actually give them runs and stuff. So this is exciting.
We got a sick video package that hyped up the match that was coming up between Gunther and Shinsuke Nakamura for me for the IC Championship. Nakamura looking to win the title for the third time in his career. He's a 2-time NXT champion, a Royal Rumble winner. Never a world champion, though. I hope that changes in the next 2 years as well. He's on my list of guys that deserve a world title run. Absolutely. Both of these men do embody the old school feel, just like Michael Cole says. Both men lock up, Shinsuke trying to stay low, getting all kinds of kicks in the corner. Now Shin with the quick kicks, almost dazing Gunther, going after his legs with side kicks. Gunther with an impressive leapfrog and a big boot, taking Nakamura down. Now picking up Shinsuke, sending him right back down, flooring Nakamura with a chop that echoes in the arena all over the country. Now we see a Boston crab from Gunther. And anytime you see a submission from a guy this big, it always looks better. It looks more real. It looks like he's fucking breaking this man in half. Anything he does looks good. A punch looks devastating. A clothesline looks like it's the end of the match. A boot to the face looks like this guy needs a medic to come out here and take him on a fucking stretcher. Come on, man. This match, to me, I have a bunch of notes. I'm not even going to read them all. Bottom line is this. Gunther did a lot of technical wrestling. He went from the Boston Crab to the STF. Cole even mentioned that Gunther wants to fight John Cena. Gunther gets the fucking win, man. Nice chops to the back of Shinsuke. Had him in a sleeper hold. Hits him with a fucking chop to the back. Drop kick to the back. His shotgun drop kicks are fucking money. His work ethic is fucking money. If you look at what he looked like 2 years ago and then look at what he looks like today, he is the embodiment of what working hard means. He has been doing nothing but working hard to hone in on his craft and take full advantage of the opportunity that knocked on his door. Because opportunity knocks only so often. And it knocked for Gunther. He fucking kicked that door down and he's putting on 4-star matches in the main event of fucking Smackdown, baby. Getting wins and defending the Intercontinental title on TV, baby. Macho, what do you think?
Ooh, yeah. It's great to see a big guy like Gunther kicking ass. He's athletic, he's flexible. You know what? It had a New Japan feel to it in a way. They're just doing these big strikes, and the way that Gunther wrestles with those moves that have been around forever. The big drop kicks and the clotheslines. It's kind of like the 80s when the crowd popped for the smallest moves, right? Like a bionic elbow, a clothesline. If you watch an MSG match from the 80s, there's elimination 6-man tag with Macho Man, Junkyard Dog, Piper, whatever, Dusty. Every move they do is the crowd's whoa, it goes wild. And you're making those moves now that are basic, very important again. It's awesome to see that. And people sell like that.
Gilch, what did you think? What are you rating it?
Yeah, I enjoyed the hell out of it. That's a great fucking
great
take. That's a great take, bro.
Thank you.
Yeah, because there's nothing. I every time he's in the ring, I have a good time when I'm watching. I enjoy it, and to try and explain it to someone, you couldn't put it into words any better than that. There's nothing crazy and innovative about it. This isn't Dante Martin or someone else flying around. It's such the big drop kick, but everything he hits, and you're right. You hear the pop in the crowd when he lands the big drop kick, and
it doesn't need to be a moonsault,
right? And you couldn't ask for anyone better than Shinsuke to sell it the way he sells it. Really good.
Could have been a G1 type match in a way.
Yeah, I'd give the match. I'm gonna go 3.5 on the match, believe it or not.
3.5. No, I saw 4. I love that shit, but absolutely brilliant take, Macho. In the 80s, Vince had 3 words that he would tell to most of his wrestlers, and it was the most important advice any of them could get in their life. Less is more.
Yes,
so the less you do, the longer you take, especially these guys that are going to have 40-minute, 30-minute matches or whatever it is. You got to work it, man. You can't just do everything in 1 second, because then you kill the crowd. They give everything to you instantly.
What's next?
Work it. Build it up.
What's next? You risk injury, and then how do I top this last thing I just did?
Exactly.
And then you gotta
right.
You gotta be down.
Yeah, and for that style, that's okay. That works because But some of these guys you see in AEW, how do I top what I did last time when I went to 12 tables? I took a barbed wire bat to the face. My head was cut open. How do I top that? And so it's a good point.
Yep.
Speaking of AEW, we're about to get into AEW Rampage. When AEW first was invented and created, and it started running its episodes, it really had that 80s feel to it, 80s production value. It felt like I was watching WCW, and a lot of these matches were bangers all the time, and I feel like they've kind of stepped away from that, and they have walked into the sports entertainment world now, and good God, it's hit or miss sometimes with some of these spots and some of these guys, but at the end of the day, it's still good shit. I love it. I love it because it's live, and you never know what's going to happen live. At least Dynamite's live. Rampage isn't always live. That's the only thing that's missing, I think. When Rampage becomes a 2-hour live show, hopefully we'll see a lot less of this fucking circus bullshit fucking matches. Interview starts off with Tony Schiavone, Bryan Danielson in the ring about Daniel Garcia and how he's the Dragon Slayer. He says, to be honest, I've been wrestling almost 23 years, and I didn't know if I will ever be 100% again. But I don't need to be 100%. I need to live 100%. And there's nothing that makes me feel more alive than being in this ring. He says he will never willfully stop wrestling. He's basically saying, I'm going to be like the next Ric Flair. I'm going to wrestle until I die or until I can't no more. Daniel wants to end my career. Someone is going to have to end my career eventually. I won't. Because I will, I just won't. I won't. And I won't end on this Wednesday. Then we see Daniel Garcia come out. He says, hold up. He's talking his shit. What do you think about this match, Gilch? Are you even excited about Daniel Garcia versus Bryan Danielson?
I am, actually. I think I'm a fan of... Jesus, guys, I'm sorry. My
Daniel Garcia.
Thank you. I'm struggling tonight. Daniel Garcia, I'm a fan, and I think he's good in the ring, and I think you're pairing him with a guy who's one of the better technical wrestlers, if not one of the best in the world. So I'm excited to get to see a nice technical match back and forth.
I like that it's 2 out of 3 falls. Are you hyped for this match, Macho?
Yeah, very hyped for it. I like the promo. I like how Danielson kind of left it open, like how Garcia can join, because he was one of the first names he mentioned about this new group. I'm hyped for the match. Thought the first one was great. The ending really surprised me. It's great to see that. That's what I miss about AEW recently, when it's like anyone can win the match and you have no idea. It's been more predictable lately, but something like that just happened with Garcia going over Danielson, I liked it. I'm excited to see more of what they got. They're awesome. They're strikers. You got the best of the present, and you got, a big future star in Garcia. So let's do it.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a banger of a match, but I do see Bryan Danielson going over, but still making Daniel Garcia look like an absolute fucking stud. And I liked tonight how Bryan Danielson told him, you're working with Jericho, and he's shoving all this sports entertainment shit down your throat. And he's like, do you want to be the best sports entertainer, or do you want to be the best technical wrestler? And he tells him to look at me when you talk, when I'm talking to you. It was good. It was good. It was all good. Then we get a video of CM Punk. What happened at Dynamite? How hyped were you that CM Punk returned on Wednesday, Macho?
That was awesome. I don't know. I had to walk the dog in the middle of the main event. So, and then I saw the blood, and I'm like, not this shit again. So I think I fast forward to it. And I was like, and then Punk came out, and I was like, yes. I got very excited. It changed my...
I wanted Jericho to fucking win, and... he didn't, but then when Punk came out, it just made up for it, because I'm like, all right, it makes sense. It makes sense. They got to finish the storyline.
Yeah.
And then Punk running around, hopping on one leg. I'm like, oh shit. He came back pretty fucking quick, and he's not young either.
His 6 out of his last 8 matches, he bled.
Oh yeah, no, that's like the Moxley special. His specials usually go outside, attack them before they even get in the ring, and make sure you're bleeding before you get back in the ring. I would
challenge him for the first blood match. Like everyone should.
Well, yeah, he would lose every match.
He
would lose every fucking match, man. That would be crazy. After he loses this title run, that's what they should do. They should have him go on a crazy losing streak of first blood matches, and he just loses every one of them.
Yeah.
My God. Now we're gonna get a match between Sammy Guevara and his new wife Ty. Versus Dante Martin and Sky Blue. The match started off with all 4 of them teeing off one another. Now they go to the outside. Dante with the ankle trip, starting to land shots on Sammy. Comes back with a big chop. Now Dante with his chops, Irish whip. Tay holds on to Sammy. Now she tags in Sky Blue. They go. They beat the shit out of each other for a little bit. We get a bad knee to the face by Sky. The second one she did after that looked a little better. Sammy tries to trip Sky and then cause the distraction. We get a big kick from Tay to Sky. Sky with some nice moves and good innovation. Now the tag to Dante and Sammy is back in, as well as Dante. We get a big takedown, elbow strikes, nice drop kick to Sammy. Dante was looking hyped. Dante with the tope suicida. Now back in the ring. Tay was grabbing onto Martin's boot. giving Sami the chance to recover. Dante jumping to tie his back, landing the Destroyer on Sami. Now we get a cover and a kick out. Sami jumping knee strike goes for the GTS. Instead, Dante gets hit with a DDT by Tay. Sky with a Hurricane Rana taking out Sami. Now Tay and Sky in the ring. Tay with the Sky KO and the 1-2-3. I actually gave the match a 3-star. I thought it was a good match. Gilch, I'll go to you first. What did you see in this match? What are you rating?
I was going to say 2 3/4 stars. Yeah,
2 and 3. Okay.
I didn't care, and I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It was good. Yeah, it's nice to see Sky Blue doing something on one of the main shows, and Dante Martin, that kid's growing, man. He impresses me every time. Yeah, and Sami and Ty are great natural heels. So
he's actually been impressive since the first time I saw him on TV. I was like, this kid's got potential.
Yeah,
you know?
dude.
He reminded me of Evan Bourne. Is who I thought he reminded me of.
Who?
Evan Bourne.
Okay, I think Amazing Red a little bit too.
Okay, yeah. Oh yeah, that's absolutely. Are you rating that match, Gilch?
Yeah, man, I'm going with like 3. I enjoyed it. It's another match. I was just like you guys. I came into it with little expectations. If it was a 1-on-1 match with Sami and him, I would have had a little more going into it. But I thought with this, it was going to be more of a spot fest. I thought you were going to see some more corny spots with back and forth with the mixed tag match, and it turned out to be a good match. And I tell you what, man, if Dante Martin can cut, I don't even want to say average, a slightly below average promo, the kid's a star.
Yeah. Give him time. He's young.
Yeah, absolutely. But I give a lot of credit to the girls. I thought Blue and Tay just fucking killed it. Had some nice fucking spots, nice innovation, all kinds of roll-ups, crucifixes. I was like, what the fuck's going on? They're putting on a fucking clinic. And then she actually got the win with a clean fucking finish. Beautiful looking modified GTS, and they're calling it the Sky KO. She's got a name for it and everything.
Yeah.
This girl is ready to go, man. I see big things.
She's
That
probably
give her credit. She didn't grow up as a wrestling fan, you know. She's like a career changer, if you will. And I learned to love the business. I think the experience is great.
Yeah,
this is definitely AEW's power couple right here.
Oh yeah, for sure.
For sure. Dream match would be Karrion Kross and Scarlett versus Sami and Tay. Maybe one day at WrestleMania versus Double or Nothing, right? You never know. We're going to get a promo from the Lucha Bros. There's going to be a lot of shit talking. They said it's a long road. We're coming for the gold now next week. All-Atlantic champion Pac finally returns on Dynamite in a trios quarterfinal match. Thank God. I mean, why is this the first time we're seeing the All-Atlantic champion since Forbidden Door? Like, what the fuck, man?
He's defending it everywhere else, you know? Yeah.
Well, yeah, in bars, in his backyard, like... Come on, man. They showed us 3 matches in a row in a week, every week, and it's like a fucking 40 people there. Look at the camera.
I'm not gonna watch Dark. I don't have time for that. Come on.
Yeah, the video production of that match is like someone recording it with himself.
Yeah.
Does anybody want to give a prediction on that match? Is it going to be Death Triangle, or is it going to be Will Ospreay and Aussie Open? Because that's tough. I don't even know how to predict that.
Potato.
Gilch, you have a prediction on that one? That's hard. That's a hard one. I don't know who's going to win that fucking match.
Wait, Death Triangle versus who again?
A Death Triangle versus Will Ospreay and Aussie Open.
Yeah, man.
That's hard.
Death Triangle lose, but they will, I feel like.
I feel like they're not going to let Will Ospreay get it out.
No,
Dynamite.
That's one where anybody can win. I like the feel of that. It's not like Jon Moxley versus that guy from the last week. I forgot his name. Mance Archer.
Mance Archer. Yeah, no, not Mance something, man. Yeah, well, that was fucking.
Yeah.
You know, that was the moment. That was like the highlight of that guy's career. It might never get better than that.
Yeah, it was like Brody King versus Moxley. You know, Brody King's not gonna win.
Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna get a new match right now. Debut: Parker Boudreaux versus Sonny Kiss. And Parker with a big gorilla squash attack, huge slam shots. This kid looked like a creative character in a UFC video game. Now that huge elevating backdrop with some height that looks pretty sick. Picking up the quick win on his Rampage debut. I gave it a 2-star for what it was. Quick squash match. Macho, what'd you see in this kid's debut on Rampage? I know he's had matches on Dark, but I'm pretty sure this is his Rampage debut.
Hi, my name is Brock. My name is who? My name is... Brock Tattoo Boy. Yeah, it's a squash match, 1.5 stars. But he's, he could have a bright future. I like it. He's got the look, He's
definitely got the look. Yeah, he's got a nice move set. He moves quick in the ring. He's pretty agile. Can he cut a promo? I don't know. But hey, Brock couldn't cut a promo either. He did pretty well for himself. Gilch, what'd you see?
I liked it. Apparently, he wasn't. I thought he was just like another guy, another budget cut or another talent cut, and apparently they cut him. I can't find the exact story, but I was looking around. They cut something happened. I think something popped up on one of his social media things from like when he was almost like a kid, something racist or something he did that he was actually meant to let go for. And he looks good in the ring. He's kind of a dollar store Brock maybe, but for what he is, he was good. I give him 2 stars. That's fair.
Oh, he's a football player.
Still impressive for his debut on Rampage. He did the job. He kicked some ass, whatever. And he's involved in storylines now. So either way, he's getting off to a good start for his career right away. Off to a good start. We're going to get a segment between Andrade, Roosh, Private Party, and then Butcher and Blade. Private Party tries to step up. Says next week we wake y'all up since y'all sleeping on us. And then Butcher and Blade didn't even get to say a fucking word, which pissed me off. Like, why? First of all, we haven't seen Private Party on TV in a long fucking time, so they're talking. And why aren't Butcher and Blade talking? I've seen them wrestle more recently, and they're way better than fucking Private Party, let's be honest. Butcher and Blade are, like, so underrated and underutilized. No offense to Private Party. I think they're not bad either. They've had some pretty good matches. I hated them maybe the first 6 months, but they grew on me, and they actually put on some decent matches. But we haven't seen them in a fucking while. What'd you think of this, Macho? You care about any of this?
Get them out of this Andrade group. Let them do their thing.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Very entertaining matches, yeah. And what happened with the Butcher and the Blade? Why can't they speak?
Just fucking...
Yeah, we could have done without that promo.
Yeah, I agree. But Gilch, how about you? Got any comments on that one? Before we get into the main event?
Got time to fill as your roster continues to come back from injury.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like they almost got everybody back. They're still missing a few key pieces. And the most important piece they're missing is Kenny Omega. We'll see when he comes back. I can't wait till he comes back. But I feel like Kenny is an attraction on his own, and he doesn't even need a title to be a star. I think he can come back and just build like 10 new stars. That's what he is. He's that guy. He's going to come in and clean up people and just make them fucking stars. I'm sure he'll have the title one more time, though. But now we're going to get a match between Gun Club versus Beardhausen, or better known as Danhausen and Eric Redbeard, or you might remember him as Eric Rowan, former tag team partner of Brody Lee. Shout out to him. Rest in peace. We get a video of Stokely interrupting Gun Club before, trying to, recruit them. Billy Gunn's like, it's going to be a bad night for you if you don't get out of here. Eric and Colton start the match off. Fans are chanting, "Ass boys." JR says, "I remember them back in the day. They were a pain in the ass then, and they're a pain in the ass now." Austin and Danhausen are now in the ring. We see Austin start abusing Danhausen, taking him in the corner and stomping a mud hole in his ass. Danhausen takes control during the break, going for some kind of submission using the ropes. Ref there is more worried about Colton Gunn trying to interfere than the actual 5 count. Colton with a big drop kick taking Danhausen out as Redbeard watches on. Back from break, we see Redbeard kick here, kick there, a drop kick on Colton, splash in the corner, now another splash on Austin with a high boot. Redbeard sends Austin to the outside, landing on his brother, now Redbeard to the outside in the double crossbody, taking out the Ass Boys. Now he takes Austin back in the ring, and Redbeard with the over the top rope senton, who honestly can still move for his size. Huge kick in the 1-2. Nope. Saved by Colton Gunn. Now clobbering Redbeard as Billy Gunn cheers on. We get a double suplex attempt on Redbeard, who counters, lands his own double suplex. Now the tag to Danhausen. He goes, Austin has he has him in a Russian leg sweep. He orders Redbeard to hit the ropes to come help him double team him. We see Billy Gunn pull down the ropes, sending Eric over the top rope. Austin Gunn with a famouser on Danhausen in the 1-2-3, and now Billy Gunn in the ring saying, "Oh my God, are you kidding me? That's what you're giving us?" There's no wonder they're calling you ass boys, and no wonder I miss the Acclaimed. What I'm talking about is you got to toughen up a little bit. You're not doing what I taught you. Next week on Dynamite, you got another match. Maybe then you can prove yourselves. I gave it a 3-star. I thought the match was a 3-star. And it was actually good storytelling here with Billy Gunn, the father-son dynamic. Macho, what are your thoughts on Billy Gunn, the Ass Boys, and the whole situation?
Great. I really liked them with the Acclaimed. I thought they split them up way too soon. They could have done more with that. I'm reading on your poll site has changed, Board of Elections, what I did my notes on. It's good to see Redbeard, In WWE, I got sick of seeing him all the time, but it's nice to see him, doing something.
It's been a minute.
What's the deal with Danhausen? Is he a jobber? I want to see him wrestle more. Is this part of the storyline? He gets squashed and he's gonna work his way up.
He's on the circus side of the show.
Okay, but yeah, he's getting squashed. It's not really doing much, but maybe it's for a reason.
In all respect, though, the Ass Boys have done nothing but get squashed for a long time. Like, when was the last time they got a clean win?
You know what, though? I care about them now. I care to see them. And before, I'm like, I give a shit about Billy Gunn's kids. But I like the post-promo. I like what they've been doing with the Acclaim and this whole thing with them, like, having a personality now, not just like we're Billy Gunn's kids.
Well, so they've been working on these two tag teams, the Acclaimed, who obviously are going to become tag team champions sooner than later. And then you have these Ass Boys who have been on TV for a while now, just being jobbers, just being, filler guys, segment guys. But like you said, they're growing on everybody. And
they are.
People are going to love these guys when they're done with them.
Right.
I promise you that. Would you rate the match, though? Or the story, just in general, whatever you think. No, man,
I'll give it 2 3/4.
2 3/4. All right, Gilch, how about you?
No rating. And yeah, Danhausen is like, I can be a star. I didn't really enjoy it.
Okay, all right.
I expected. You know what it was? I actually had a little bit of expectations. I thought this might be a match, and Danhausen is the sports entertainer, from the company that says we don't do sports entertainment, we only do wrestling.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a little.
I love a good character.
I wanted to see more. I agree. I wanted more out of the Acclaim. I thought that could have been something more going back and forth. Maybe put that dumpster match off a little further for a pay-per-view or something.
I think they just took them away from this because they want to get the Acclaim on the fast track of taking the titles off Swerve Our Glory.
They had a great entrance routine, where they would get the name of the cities wrong. Like, I thought that was good.
That was awesome.
They could still bring that back, though. They could still bring that back anytime they want. But I think they're trying to get away from the clownish shit so they can have more of a serious look. That's why you see Billy Gunn giving them shit. And, maybe turn these guys into dangerous wrestlers who are not a joke, not to be taken lightly anymore. You got to change at some point. But we'll see what happens. Now we're going to get a promo from Swerve in Our Glory. They're talking about Private Party. Keith Lee's talking about dismantling people who don't know anything. They think they have a chance against us. Swerve comes out with his promo. Says he was trying to do something with numbers, kind of like Scott Steiner does. And then he says, you can swerve in our glory. Whose house? Swerve's house. And to me, you know what I say to all this? If I was in the arena, I would be the guy going, boo!
We didn't need that promo. I like them, but we didn't need the promo.
Yeah, I agree. I like Keith Lee by himself, to be honest. I don't think he needs a tag team run. I would have rather see him have like a 6-month program with Wardlow and them trade TNT titles for 6 months. I'd be okay with that, okay? Give me some sick-looking matches or something with Keith Lee.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah, with all this bullshit. All right, next we got the young stud Hook coming up. He's gonna have a long promo, probably the longest promo of his life. He said at least one word. Tony says one of the most incredible debuts you've ever had. FTW. It's always an open challenge, right, Hook? Hook says, "Yep." Out comes the reality. I guess this is his name. The reality Zach Clayton from the great state of New Jersey. He's a reality superstar. Says, Hook, I'm going to take that FTW championship from you, you little wannabe tough guy New Yorker. And I'm going to bring it here in God's country, New Jersey. I would fight you now, but I just got a new pair of boots and they're not ready yet. So being a New Jersey guy, I do things on my terms. How about next week we do this on Rampage? And that was it. Does anybody care about... who is Zach Clayton? Anybody know who Zach Clayton?
Jersey Shore, bro. Come on.
Is that J-Lo's? Oh, that's Jenny's?
Jenny's fiance.
Oh my God! He married his way into AEW. He married.
No, he was in AEW before her.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, but he wasn't being fucking used on TV before her.
He's been on Dark Dark.
Is he good? Is he good?
I think.
The question is.
I think he's okay.
Yeah, but the question is why? There's so many wrestlers. Again, when someone like Mance Archer or whatever, or this guy is on the camera, someone else is not being used. Stop debuting these nobodies and use what you got.
Yeah, right now I feel like there's too many cooks in the kitchen in AEW to begin with. There's just too many guys not being used properly that should be getting way more TV time, match time. Like, I don't even know who the fuck this guy is, and he's just going to come out and challenge fucking Hook. I mean, now that you told me Jersey Shore, he looks super familiar because my wife watches Jersey Shore fucking religiously because she's a fucking zombie like I am for the WWE. you know, the way we watch this shit, you know, she watches Jersey Shore. That's her fucking universe. And, fuck, man. This guy's not impressive on the mic so far. I didn't think he was impressive on the mic tonight. So, I guess we'll have to wait and see.
He's a big guy.
Yeah. He looks like a big guy. Yeah, he does. I've seen him on the show. He's bigger than all the other guys usually. But
get in line.
But then again, Ronnie's kind of fucking small, so standing next to Ronnie, anybody's gonna look pretty big. But I don't know.
I think it's like 6'4".
Obviously, Hook's not losing to this guy. Let's be honest.
No.
They bring this guy out so Hook can just have someone to beat up and not make anybody on their roster look bad. Okay, whatever. Right. Now we get the main event match between Orange Cassidy and Ari Daivari, and I had no expectations going into this match because I thought it was going to start off like it did, which it did. Start off like a circus show. They were trying to hype up the trios match that these guys have coming up. And honestly, this made me sick to begin with because Orange was playing games with Daivari, rolling around the ring, you know, posing, doing bullshit, all this garbage. And then during the picture-in-picture, something happened. They actually started having a fucking wrestling match, and they started wrestling. We see Daivari with some nice moves, slamming Cassidy in the ring, slamming him against the ring apron, then into the barricade as best friends were just watching on. Now Daivari throws Cassidy into the ring and applies the chin lock. Daivari now with a sleeper hold in the middle of the ring. The ref finally, trying to break this up. Orange finally comes back to life. The ref was pulling up Orange's hand. Orange did the whole two count. Then his hands were up. He's like, I'm good to go. I'm alive. He comes back to life. This leads to a double clothesline. Orange going to the top rope. Daivari shuts it down with a chop and now going for a move. Cassidy kicks Daivari off. We get another chop. He was trying to go for a superplex, and Cassidy wasn't having it. Kicked him off. Daivari was then, back on top, clobbering on Orange. Orange kicks him off with a crossbody. Kicks him off, hits a crossbody, goes for the DDT. Daivari counters. Cassidy goes for the donkey kick. Daivari counters that, kicks him in the ribs. Then he lands a nice neckbreaker. Cassidy with a counter and a suplex. Orange with whatever kicks. Dodges Daivari's attack, lands a super kick, and Daivari now counters Orange punch. Hits a rock bottom. Cover, kick out. Cassidy with arm drag and the DDT now going to the top rope. Lands the diving DDT off the top rope, cover and a kick out. Cassidy spiking his elbow pad. I guess he's getting serious now. He goes, he's trying to do whatever he can, but he's swept off by Chuck Taylor. Oh man, I fucked this up real hard. Basically, we get a chokehold. Orange with the top suicide taking out Parker and Beaulieu. That's what happened. These guys were outside fighting best friends. They were all outside on the ringside, having a brouhaha. And this guy does the suicide over the top rope. And then Daivari trips him up. Daivari calls for the end, but Orange with a counter and then hits the Orange punch, gets the 1, 2, 3. In the end of the match, once it's done, we just see Parker, the guy who had the 6 squash match debut, destroying best friends. The crowd was booing. Now Orange and Parker face off. Here comes Sunny Kiss, who kicks Orange at Cassidy in the nuts. And then we see Parker do that backdrop finish again. I gave this whole thing a 3-star. It was at a 1 at the beginning of the match. Somehow it turned into a 3. I was actually invested by the end. What'd you see, Macho?
I got 2% battery, so if I just die...
no, we're almost done, man. Beautiful.
Awesome. I was entertained. I thought it was a good match. I'm not familiar too much with Ari Daivari, but it was cool to see him. I thought it had good build for the trios match, especially after the match. I know AEW always has after-match brawls. And again, it was cool to see the surprise heel turn, So I love expect the unexpected, yeah. I don't want to have predictability. So unpredictable, cool, build up, fun. I like Orange Cassidy, so I don't mind that silly shit. I like a character.
All right, well, Gus, before I go to you real quick, in case your battery dies, thank you so much for joining us here on Wrestling with Savage. It's been an absolute fucking pleasure having the Macho Man. Make sure everybody goes follows this man on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Everything's the same, the Macho Verse. And check him out. He's taking over cosplay in New York City.
New York's own Macho Man impersonator. Appreciate it, guys. Elbow drops and X handles. Yeah, much love. Yeah, cream of the crop. This podcast. Yeah.
Keep it rising to the top. Gilch, what were your thoughts on this match and the whole thing before we go call it a night?
Well, Savage, we talk about this all the time. We see him on TV week after week, and we know AEW internals love him. Like, they love him. I mean, this guy's got the main event. Like, what was it? 2 out of the last 3 Dynamites, all right? And, high-profile matches every other night. But I like him, as you do as well. I know we mention it all the time. So I enjoyed it. I had no idea who Ari Daivari is. It's just hard. It's very hard.
Daivari's from NXT, rising superstar. There, he got released or whatever during the whole Vince McMahon shit.
Yeah, so obviously from NXT, I don't know him. I lost my train of thought. I'm struggling tonight.
It's all good, man.
You know, we're on Friday at the end of a long, hot week. And
Yeah, that's for sure. The heat wave is fucking real.
But yeah, like, you know, I guess the one thing with Orange is, like, you have your loyal fans. I think Orange gets you, like, some casuals that are kind of putting it on. They're like, oh, that's cool. Oh, that's funny. Oh, that's... So I think there's a little bit of that with him, as well as, you know, the merch that he sells. It wasn't that bad. I'm actually going to go 2.5 stars. It was actually a pretty good match.
Absolutely. I agree. To end the night, I'm just going to say this. Tony Khan, you better step it up next week, because if you've been watching WWE, you know Triple H is bringing that fucking fire, and WWE is finally becoming entertaining. They're finally becoming, what's the word in their name? Entertainment. I'm being entertained real good the last 2 weeks. My entertainer of the last 2 weeks is Karrion Kross. My wrestler of the last 2 weeks, that's another one. Probably Seth Rollins, man. I love Seth, man. He's too fucking good in the ring. Other than that, thank you guys for watching. This has been Wrestling with Savage. You can follow us on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, Twitter. You know, go to the website, wrestlingwithsavage.com. You can check us all out there. And we'll be back on Monday night for Monday Night Raw. Everybody have a great weekend. Stay safe, stay cool, and God bless.
Oh, yeah.
Can you dig it?
Yeah, uh-huh.
Podcast.
You are watching Wrestling with Savage! But of course,
Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, brought to you live by the champ. A last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a choke slam. Here to give it to you raw. This is Wrestling with Savage. Smackdown, hold the title. This is Wrestling with Savage. What?
I'm trying to give these two WWE legends.
We can go back live for 1 second. You got one more promo in you? Go for it. Macho's back, guys.
Yeah, I'm talking all the way to the top, yeah. I'm justifiably in a position I'd rather not be in, but the cream, yeah, the cream will rise to the top, yeah.
That's been Wrestling with Savage, guys. I don't know why you're still watching. I guess you fucking love this shit, man. And you should, because this is the best wrestling podcast on the fucking planet. And if you don't believe me, just, you know, watch it. Watch the fucking show and you'll see. You don't need to watch Raw. You can watch Wrestling with Savage and get everything you need. And you'll see guys like Macho Verse come on here, cut sick fucking promos, and give you the truth about professional wrestling and let you know what's going on. Wow, 15 people, man. Macho's making this shit blow up right now.
Don't forget to let the viewers know to tune in Sunday to Fight TV to watch the Cardonas from Atlantic City in the ring redo their wedding vows.
Oh my, that should be interesting.
A match made in heaven, yeah, part 2, yeah. Modern generation, oh yeah.
Gilch, what was your match of the week this week?
Give me the Raw matches again real quick.
Off the top of my head, that's not happening. I don't fucking know. My head is like a scrambled egg. The fact that I even managed to do this show 4 times a week without losing my fucking mind, taking care of my wife, taking care of my kids, calling up everybody, emails, doctors, patients, this, that. It's a fucking miracle that my fucking head is even still attached to my goddamn body at this point.
That's why when you
I'm feeling it, man. I'm
best
feeling
show, I'm like, and it's Friday, like best show, I'm like, fuck, I don't even remember what I ate today.
All right, what was the best show to you, Macho, this week? Was it NXT? Was it Raw, SmackDown, AEW?
It was SmackDown. Definitely SmackDown.
SmackDown, okay. I like that, yeah. I thought the main event, man, we didn't really give it the props it deserved tonight. SmackDown absolutely killed it, crushed it on the main event.
Yeah. I heard main event, the show was good also.
Yeah, when are they going to bring back Saturday morning superstars? That's what I'm waiting for. Why hasn't AEW taken advantage of the Saturday morning market? Like, how much would they benefit by putting a show on Saturday that had, let's say, 1 or 2 matches and then 40 minutes of hyping up everybody else?
Don't get me started, man. Have, like, Fortnite skins with wrestlers. There's so many missed opportunities. Like, sell fanny packs that are wrestling belts. I have one, but, like, sell all of them. Like, Intercontinental. There are so many missed opportunities with things they could sell and market. Like, but I think Triple H, hopefully it changes.
Maybe
Yeah,
the ice cream bars are back in supermarkets.
Who do you guys think is the next Cody route? So a guy who was let go from WWE, made the indie rounds, and he's still out there.
Right, like Drew McIntyre did.
Johnny Gargano.
Because I have another guy. I mentioned his name before, Cardona. You know, I have no idea what him and Tripp's relationship is like, but if that guy could ever come full circle again and get a world title run, I mean, that's the dream life. Like, you've done it. You've come fucking full circle, you know?
I feel like eventually FTR too.
But FTR already had their sick run in WWE. They were champions here. Yeah, I'd love to see them have a homecoming too, but I like them right where they are right now. 7-star FTR, best active tag team in the fucking world today of professional wrestling, without a doubt. You have any thoughts on Vince McMahon, Macho?
You know, gotta give him credit for what he did. I've been waiting for him to step down for a while. After The Fiend lost to Goldberg in 30 seconds to a snap suplex in Saudi Arabia, that was it for me. You know, I couldn't normally watch it. And then it was Shorty G was what Chad Gable's name was, and that was it. Just like, you know, the repeat of matches, the same old shit, the predictability. I'm glad it's gone. I'm glad Triple H is in charge. I'm excited. I wanted to be excited to watch WWE again and not, you know, I wasn't even reading results anymore. I didn't care at all. So it's great. I'm excited.
I've had my scans where I had to completely stop watching. Honestly, before this show started, which was in, like, I believe March, I was a fast forward kind of guy. Like, I never missed Raw, I never missed Smackdown, but I was fast forwarding through all the bullshit I didn't want any part of.
Rampage. I mean, not Rampage. Dynamite. Yeah, never missed it.
Well, that before I started watching the show, I literally watched no more than 20 minutes of Raw and SmackDown. Like, fast forwarding everything to something I want to see and keep going. That's it, you know.
Stale.
Nah, it's been fucking brutal, man. Like, so yeah, like you said, him gone is I'm assuming your favorite wrestler of all time is Macho Man?
I got my top 5.
What's your top 5?
Yeah, I got Macho Man, and then I got, it's DDP, Jersey's Own.
Okay.
We got Mr. Monday Night, Rob Van Dam.
Yeah, he's in my top 5.
We got, come on, baby, we got Y2J.
Okay.
We got 5.
Okay.
And
you got one more?
If you smell what The Rock is cooking, and The Rock.
Yeah, he's definitely like 5. That's crazy. All right, Gilch, how about you? You got your top 5?
Rock, Triple H. I know that's big fan, but I think like total accomplishments. He was prime. He was prime time in that money fucking era. You know, like him and The Rock will go back and forth. HBK, Jericho, Ric Flair.
All right, to me, like, there's like 100 guys that are tied at number 5. Some of them are guys like The Rock, Undertaker, Ravishing Rick Rude, Roddy Piper. I can keep going on and on and on. Brock Lesnar's even there. You can argue him. Randy Orton's arguable. John Cena's arguable. Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, all these guys. Mick Foley. But my top 5, number 1 is Hulk Hogan. Number 2 is Ric Flair. Number 3 is Triple H. Number 4 is Stone Cold Steve Austin. And number 5 is Rob Van Dam. For being the most, like, other than Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair, Rob Van Dam is the reason why we're seeing everything we see today on professional wrestling. He is the motivation. He is the motivator, bro.
Can you imagine that?
Oh, he's still going too. He's still wrestling. He wrestles all the fucking time. This guy's a nutcase.
Yeah, all right,
and he's still in phenomenal shape. Stretches. I met him I met him a few times, but most recently when I saw him at the store, I brought him a marijuana plant, and he was very surprised. He's like, "Wow, yeah, cool." Like, he liked it. I told him I named it Rolling Thunder. He was laughing.
Amazing.
That was pretty fucking cool. Who's the coolest wrestler you ever met? What's your coolest wrestling story?
When I went to when my parents took me to Vegas to see Monday Nitro in '99, I was waiting around for wrestlers to check into the lobby of the MGM Grand. So I met Macho. He was really probably annoyed to be seen, by a kid checking in. I got a picture of them. But then I would prank call wrestlers' rooms. So I prank called Sting and I prank called Ric Flair. It was so easy. All you had to do was call. Yeah, hit 0. Right?
What?
Hi, can you check the Ric Flair?
What are you telling me right now? Why isn't this on YouTube? Like, you should be chronicling.
You'd be like an old man answer. He's like, "Hello, hello, and then I hung up, and then I called Sting, and I go, can you connect me to Steve Borden, please? Because I'm like smart, I know his name. And a guy picks up, he's like, hello, and I go, is this Sting? And he's like, who is this?
Oh man.
We used to wait for wrestlers outside of ECW at the Civic Center when I was in high school.
Nice.
Yeah.
I used to go to the Elks Lodge once in a while and help them set up the ring.
That's amazing. Was that after Rods? Was that ECW or was it
that was like after that, yeah. I wasn't even wrestling when I was doing that kind of shit. Just helping out, just hanging out, trying to get to know people.
That's good. Networking, connecting.
I call those rooms must be so much fun.
So I was like 15. It was so much fun.
You know what the funny thing is? When I was a stockbroker, like from down on the phone all day long, we took an hour every day to prank call at night usually, and we just used to take like our 5-line phones and quickly call like 5 restaurants and then just conference them all in together. And everyone was just like, you called me, no, you called me. I can imagine doing that like the fucking wrestlers rooms. Like, Sting.
Someone wants to know how heaven is, Macho.
When telemarketers call me now, I pretend I'm Macho Man. And I'm like, oh, you don't say, yeah, which car are you talking about? I got a couple. I got a truck, yeah, I got a station wagon, yeah.
What's your favorite Macho Man promo?
My favorite Macho Man promo? A cup of coffee in the big time. Yeah, that's one of them. The ones with Jake the Snake, cream of the crop, obviously. I love the NWO vignettes for just the random shit he says, like, so many social engagements, so little time, yeah. There's so many, man.
Well, what's your favorite storyline that Macho was ever involved in? I guess that's a good question.
The Jake the Snake one.
Jake the Snake, yeah, that one scared the shit out of me too. I remember when that snake bit him. I was a kid, man. I was like, fuck,
man. Terrified of snakes. I think because of that. And
well, I don't think I said fuck, man. I'm pretty sure I said something else, but
yeah,
I was like, oh man, wow.
Yeah, the feud with DDP was good too, but yeah, mostly with the older shit. Yeah,
it's funny, like listening later when you find out like that Jake really couldn't get the snake off.
I
really couldn't get it off.
That's a great backstory, yeah.
No, that shit was crazy. You know, Andre the Giant was like terrified of that fucking snake, and he used to threaten.
Except he was too.
He used to. Well, I'm sure a lot of people were, man.
Yeah.
Damien was no joke, big motherfucker.
When I think of Macho's storylines, and I'm thinking like I'm a kid at that time, I was so devastated when the superpowers broke up. Like when they got to their fight.
The mega powers.
I'm like, Max, superpowers, yeah. Hogan picked up Miss Elizabeth. I'm actually like, what are you picking her up for? And then they started the whole thing. That was great. And I remember as a kid, I was like, oh no, he didn't mean it.
Nah, my favorite was definitely Miss Elizabeth and Macho. Them getting married. Like to me, that was unforgettable.
And her coming back after that WrestleMania match, I think, was it against Flair?
Yeah. Well, when they did the whole thing where Flair like photoshopped the pictures of him and Miss Elizabeth. He's like, woo! Me and your wife been up all night.
I'm still going back and watching all this old stuff because I'm 38. So when this was going on, I was super little. Like wrestling was at the Civic Center in Poughkeepsie. Our heyday was 96, 97, 98 with ECW at the Civic Center and like Monday Night Wars and all that stuff. We were all about it.
Yeah, we had like good times, man.
The best show I've ever been to, I think, was ECW One Night Stand the first time.
Okay. That's a show.
Yeah.
What was the main event of that one again? Was that RVD?
No, RVD hurt himself, so he came out and did a run-in. The main event was... What was it?
Who was the top dog at that time?
Yeah, it was okay, but afterwards, Austin, they fought all the Smackdown Raw guys. The whole time we sat across from them, we were drinking, and we were like, fuck you. We were giving like JBL the finger, like, go away, why are you even here?
Those crowds were fucking rowdy back then, man. They didn't give those wrestlers a fucking break, man.
At the Hammerstein Ballroom, that's a great place to see wrestling. One of my favorite places, that in the Civic Center.
Gilch, what's your favorite show that you've ever been to live?
Went to a Raw. Was that the Civic Center? No, that was the original Raws. Where the hell was it? That little, like it looked like a ballroom with the overhanging balconies.
Oh yeah, Manhattan
Center Ballroom. Yeah.
Manhattan Center. Yeah.
Well, you went there for one night stand?
Went there for a Monday Night Raw.
Okay.
And I went with a friend of mine's older sister who said, we're going to wrestling tonight. And I was like, what do you mean? It's like one of my first events I went to. And we walked in. I remember there was a line of people because it wasn't even like assigned seating. Like you'd open up and like
You could just go wherever the fuck you wanted.
Yeah. So there was a line of people, and she
Wow.
took us, and we walked right in, and we walked right to the front, and we walked right to the front row, and we sat in the front row.
That's
like before
awesome.
not even seated. So I was like, what the heck? Turns out later she was like good friends. She was like best friends with a girl that Shawn Michaels was banging at the time.
Nice.
So she had the hookups. We were sitting there the whole time. I was on air. Undertaker was, I forgot who he was fighting, but like I was tapping Undertaker's arms to see he was there as a little kid. It was
Nice,
I got my-
nice.
It was dope.
I got my 2 biggest pops ever live. So one of them is Stone Cold coming out at ECW One Night Stand
Okay.
to rally everybody and beat up Eric Bischoff. The other one is a surprise debut at ECW the Civic Center, Scott Hall.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they went
No one
fucking
knew, it
wild.
was insane. Small venue, like coming out to Fuji's Ready or Not. It was crazy.
I've been to a lot of shows. The biggest pop I've ever heard in my life live was the night that Triple H returned to Madison Square Garden, where I also got ejected out of the arena by 7 security guards after shoulder tackling a security guard. I'm not going to get into that story again, but that was the loudest pop I ever heard in my life. Best show I've ever been to in my life has to be WrestleMania 29, just because of the magnitude of the show, the fact that it was my first WrestleMania, the fact that my nickname is Seat Upgrader. That's
was
my
that
name.
Cena Rock?
Yeah, Cena Rock was the main
Correct.
event, but my match of the night was CM Punk versus Undertaker. Did it for me. After that match, I could have went home and I would have been just fucking
Oh
fine.
yeah. Fandango Jericho. Yeah, that was also
Yeah, Fandango, Jericho. You had Brock Lesnar, Triple H. There was a lot of fucking.
my first WrestleMania as well. Yeah.
Yeah, that match. That night was fucking sickening for me. My second
I know.
favorite show of all time was, and I'm just only saying this because not many people get to see this match. I went to a dark house show, and the main event was Stone Cold versus The Rock, which was just pretty much a repeat of their WrestleMania 15 match. And it was fucking and I had good seats. And just seeing, Stone Cold and The Rock in their fucking prime, going at it, it was like another, it took me to another world.
Those
And
old house shows, man.
Yeah, no,
Great. Yeah.
Oh, back then, you got. I remember, I think an IC title even changed hands once on one of those. And they came back to the next live show, and it was like people were so confused.
That was the time where it was the Undisputed Championship bullshit, right? And they changed titles. The Rock was the champion, and Stone Cold walked out as the champion at the house show. And then on TV, The Rock had it again.
Yeah, man.
It's just the way it is. But then, my as a kid, my favorite memory was my first show I ever went to. I still can't forget it. I can't remember any of the matches, but I remember the main event. And the main event was the Ultimate Warrior versus Demolition in a handicap match. And I just remember just going berserk when Warrior came out. It just, you're 5 years old at Madison Square Garden.
No, you can't. It doesn't beat it. I know. I just realized what my loudest pop was. I don't remember the year. It was SummerSlam at the old Meadowlands, the old Jersey, the New Jersey Nets stadium.
Yeah.
And it was Triple H just came back from the injury, and it was that whole promo on the screen where it was a picture of him getting the surgery, and it was we'll rebuild him stronger, and that whole thing. And he came out, dude. The place went nuts, and I looked down. I had decent seats, but we were up a bit, so I looked down, and he was walking down the aisle to his entrance, and he was just turning back around, interacting with every fan and screaming. I seen his face. He was in his character, obviously, but he was also it was all real emotion coming out of the guy. He was so fucking pumped to be back.
Bro, during the Attitude Era, all those guys would come out and the arena would have a fucking roar, though. Whether it was Stone Cold or The Rock or Triple H, Mick Foley, Undertaker, one of those guys came out, the arena was going fucking berserk. Like louder than anything.
Before I get out, last question. Which wrestlers scared you when you were a kid?
Undertaker. I met him when I was 8 years old in full gimmick with Paul Bearer at Virgin Records, and my mom waited in the car. She let me wait online by myself, so I'm waiting in line next to grown men who I don't know that keep asking me questions. I'm terrified by, I don't know what's happening. And then I meet Undertaker, and he comes out. First of all, he was 8 hours late. 8 hours late. Shit. He comes out, they have smoke. And Paul Bearer's holding the urn, and he's walking slowly to the chair. And, you can talk to him if you want, but he ain't saying anything. He's just signing WWF Full Metal, the album #1. The first album they ever created.
That's kayfabe.
Shit was awesome, bro. And guess what? I don't know where that fucking album is.
I know the guys that scared the hell out of me as a kid.
Yo, how about you? What wrestlers scared you when you were a kid?
Papa Shango? Jake the Snake. Yeah.
Jake the Snake. Papa Shango.
Oh, yeah, one of mine.
Papa Shango was scary.
Dude, two of mine. I'll do 2 of my 3 right there. Earthquake and Papa Shango. I was fucking terrified of them. And Nails.
Okay.
Ooh, yeah.
Destroyed Big Boss Man, and I looked at WWF magazine. I was like, oh my god, these are the bruises. Look at what he did to Boss Man. And I was like, he's gonna come for me. I thought Earthquake.
He's gonna come for me. That's great. Yeah, he was pretty
crazy.
scary, man.
Yeah, that's right.
So scary,
I
Earthquake.
Googled it. I put a picture. Oh wow.
That's the guy that came out with a jail uniform.
Yep.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
orange,
Who was the guy that had the character based off Robert De Niro's character in Cape Fear? He had that shirt, you remember that guy? He was like a serial killer kind of gimmick. Had black hair, big guy too. That guy kind of scared me a little bit because he came off like a murderer.
You know who Nails reminds me of? Snitsky.
Snitsky was scary too, man. Snitsky was definitely scary. That's not somebody you want to see in a fucking alley. All right. Last question. Who's one guy that's not working today that you wish was?
Nova.
Okay.
There's another one. Oh, Psycho Sid. Sid should have a longer career.
Absolutely.
Also underrated.
Yeah.
One of my favorites. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Sid.
Some of the most legendary fucking segments of all time are all from him.
Jerry Lynn. More time for him. A lot of ECW guys, I guess.
I lied. Last question. Who's the champion if you can make him champion? Like the one guy who didn't get it, who deserves it?
Scott Hall. Roddy Piper.
Roddy Piper's my guy. That's my number one.
Yeah.
Should have had a run. And my number two is Ted DiBiase. Should have had a legitimate championship run. He was the man, Ted DiBiase.
And Virgil too, right?
My God. Actually, dude, this guy's got me inspired. I'm going to buy the whole fucking outfit for Halloween. I want to dress up as Ted DiBiase, bro. Because I got the beard. I'll fucking dye my hair blonde, have blonde highlights.
Now, you guys are both New York or no?
Yeah, we're both in New York, yep.
Oh, nice.
I'm in Queens. I'm in Queens. I think he's in Staten Island.
Oh, no shit. Are you guys going to Rampage and Grand Slam?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we already tickets confirmed.
Cool. Me too. Awesome.
And like I said, my name is Upgrade Tickets. That's what I do. I upgrade my tickets. I am a master. I met this guy in the front row, actually. I had tickets where Jesus sits, and I worked my way to the front row, and that's when I met him.
Do you go? That's awesome. Do you go to guest services or box office and say, do you guys have any upgrades?
No. I have my methods.
Okay, awesome. I got to talk to you about that then.
Yeah, it's called, if you can follow me, you'll be good.
Yeah. A lot of people.
You can ask the other guy on the show, Jay. I've upgraded his seats 10 times.
One guy just gets they roll the dice and they get last minute tickets on StubHub right before the show. Like this one.
Yeah, you can always do that shit. But what I do is I find the person who's not good at their job, or doesn't care about their job, or isn't doing their job. Because there's someone in every fucking facility of any company in this country, and there's someone who's not doing their job. And that's my job. My job is to find that person and take advantage of that situation every time.
When you find that person and you look down and you don't see a seat, right? What you do is you open your phone, go to Ticketmaster or StubHub, and you find the tickets that are still unsold, and there you go.
Nah, I'm good. That takes money out of my bank account. I need that money.
No, you don't buy the ticket. You know it's unsold, so no one's.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, yeah, that's intelligent. That's intelligent. At Grand Slam, me and my friend Jay, we found a bench. Okay, a bench, not chairs. A bench that was next to two other, a whole row of chairs. So I told him that's the bench. That's where we're going, and that bench happened to be ringside. Exactly where Little Uzi was going to come out for his cameo shot during Rampage. And I was
who is that guy? Yeah.
I was right behind Little Uzi. I was like, ah!
What section's the hard cam? I never know when I'm buying tickets.
It's always like, okay, let's say you're coming out, like let's say you're walking down the aisle as a wrestler and you're walking to the ring. Okay? When you make the right, when you go to the right, that side is the hard camera. That whole side over there is the hard camera.
When you look at the ring, the seating chart, you don't see a ramp. That's why I asked.
No, you can see it usually when you go inside and they have everything set up. Like if you're looking at the Titantron, the left side is the hard cam.
So if I'm walking on the ramp, it's going to be
the right side. Yeah.
Okay.
And if let's say you're sitting at the commentary desk or like on Raw and you're looking at the Titantron, it's to the left.
The hard camera itself is on the right side, but the camera angle is actually the left side.
That's in that. Okay.
Matt?
Yeah, it's in that.
Yeah. So when you're walking down the ramp, the camera's to the right, but the hard camera angle's to the left.
Yeah, well, I'm just showing. I'm telling them where the positioning is for the where that physical camera is. It's on that side, and then it sees the other audience. Like you always notice too, the side where there's no seats, that's the side that's getting on TV. Like where all the people are, because on the ring, you see. Let's say you see the ring, and the one side it's packed with people, and then the other side, the first 4 or 5 rows are usually empty. There's just a couple of people here and there. It's not jam packed. That side.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Have a good night, man. Have a good night, everybody. Yeah, we're out of here, man. Gilt, you want to hang out or you're done?
I got a couple.
18 fucking people watching. I don't know why they're watching, but they like this shit, I guess. You guys like this shit? What'd you think of Macho? You guys, everybody, big fan of the Machoverse?
Seems like a good dude.
Seems like a cool guy. Has some nice stories. Actually had some interesting takes on a couple of the matches and the gimmicks and all that shit. Not bad. So 18 people here. Why is nobody chatting? Do you guys have any questions for us? Or do you just like how sexy I look tonight? Because I'll sit here, I'll cut some promos by myself. Gilch can leave too. I'll sit here for 4 hours if there's 18 people watching. I got a long day tomorrow too. But you know what? Fuck it.
You ever go to Medieval Times?
Of course. Yo, Medieval Times is lit, man.
So I've never been there in my life. I've always
What?
wanted to go, and we're going Sunday with my daughter.
Oh, you're gonna have a sick time. No, she'll love it too if you've never been.
I paid like the extra $25 per ticket to sit in the front row. And
Yeah.
And I paid another $25 for my daughter to have her knighting ceremony.
Okay.
Seems like it's gonna be dope.
Nah, she's gonna have a sick time. The first time I went was a school trip, and then I've been back a few times. I took my friends' kids there. We had a good time. I think I went after watching Cable Guy. One of my friends, I was like, "Oh, we got to get high and go to Medieval Times right now and just fuck around, you're cheering for the Knights."
Fucking zooted there, I can imagine.
Oh yeah. You have a good fucking time. Obviously not with your kid. You don't want to get zooted there, but you know.
Yeah, obviously.
You do that another night with the boys or something. You go get fucked up, cheer on some Knights. You ever been to the Renaissance Fair?
No.
See, that's something you would love. If she has a good time at Medieval Times, then I want you to look up the Renaissance Fair, which actually starts in the fall. It's like in upstate New York, not too far away.
I'm 99% sure I have a couple friends that go.
It's all those people. They have like a whole village. They have a castle. They have the horses. You can do horseback riding. They have lances. They have battles, sword fights. Then they have a village with shops. You can buy food that they grow, and like these people are all like, actors that pretend to really be in the fucking Renaissance, try to bring you an authentic experience. It's actually not bad. If she likes Medieval Times, she'll probably dig that shit too, bro. That shows
an experience I want to do. I also want to do the Galaxy's Edge in Disney World, the Star Wars.
Yeah, I want to do that too one day, but it's so expensive. They charge you so much money for all that bullshit. Especially if you want the full VIP package, stay at the hotel there.
You sleep on the spaceship. You have your own like little room and shit.
You seen this shit that they're building in Saudi Arabia called The Line?
No.
Okay. You need to watch this video. It's something they're projecting, I think, for 2050, where it's going to be like a city that's like a straight line. And it's all inside of a giant, huge grid that's as tall as the Empire State Building. And all these, like, communities that are, like, jam-packed in there. Like, you won't need a car. You can travel from across one city to the other, like, instantly. They're going to have their own airports at each side to take you anywhere in the world within 6 hours. All the best amenities. All kinds of craziness. Basically, they're building, like, a thing that's going to have zero carbon emissions. And it's gonna fit 12 million people. And they're trying to sell condos already.
I don't know, bro.
Some crazy shit, bro. There's a lot of shit going on in the world right now that I can't keep up with anymore, man. Are you having issues keeping up with the daily affairs of life?
Yes. Yes.
Are you having issues keeping up with technology?
No.
Are you sure?
Maybe.
Because think about this. Let me ask you this. I was thinking about it today. I'm like, what happens when I'm 50 years old, right? And I've been living my life the way I've been living my life for the last 20, 30 years, comfortable. I have everything I need. I have everything that I think is important. And then all of a sudden, 50 years comes, whatever, I'm in a different world now. All of a sudden, I go to the store to do this or that. I can't do this or that. I can't buy this or that. You need to buy this now. And this is very complex, and I don't understand how to use it. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it looks like. I don't know what it does. And then all of a sudden we become our parents. And we're obsolete now in the society we live in because technology has just fucking flown by us while we've sat comfy in our little lives using the gadgets that we had until they all break or die or don't work anymore. And then when we realize we need to go get new ones, surprise, we don't know what the fuck's going on anymore. Are you worried about technology just absolutely whizzing by you and your kids making fun of you one day because you have to ask them how to do everything?
No. I think we've maxed out like everything. Like there's nothing, you know what I'm saying? Like you think about like when we didn't have smartphones and we didn't have this. Like what's the next step from now? What could the next step be? I mean, we've in modern society we've min-maxed everything. So I don't see it, and I really don't.
Do you see the NFL still being here in 30 years?
The what?
NFL.
Yeah. I mean, like you think about, like it's funny because they'll show you stuff in like the year 1995, and they're like, "Oh, by 2020 we're gonna have flying cars," and no. So All right,
I'm gonna ask you a question right now before we go off there. The last question of the night, 100%, because we have 22 people watching, but we have 0 people talking in the chat. So there's no reason for us to stay around here and put on a fucking show for all you selfish motherfuckers that want to just sit here and look at us be all sexy and shit, hotter than the maximum male models, and not want to say anything in the chat. We don't like that shit. So here's my question. WrestleMania 50. If there's one person from wrestling today who's going to be in that main event, who is it? From today's roster, who's in the main event of WrestleMania 50? Hypothetically.
how old's Riddle right now? Is he still young?
I think he's older than Theory.
Riddle's 36 already. Jesus. 10 years from now, huh?
No, that's more than 10 years, right? 11?
11.
It's crazy to even think of that. WrestleMania 50 is only in 11 years. God damn it, that's nuts.
Even Karrion Kross is 37 years old already.
He's 37?
Yeah.
Wow. So he's got to have his run now. That's why Triple H is pushing him, man. And that's why they bring Max Dupree, because he's 36. He's got to have these guys got to have their run now, like the next 2 or 3 years where they make their money, you know?
I guess if there's one guy, like I could see the age that would work out.
And it could be AEW or WWE. Like it doesn't have to be restricted to just WWE.
Well, that changes things a little bit.
Because you don't know who's going to be in WWE in 11 years. Anybody at that point, AEW may not even be around in 11 years. We don't fucking know.
I don't know if Cody will be around in 11 years, but Cody versus MJF main event WrestleMania.
I was actually going to just say MJF in general. I think MJF by WrestleMania 50, I think he will be in WWE in the twilight of his career. Because at that point, he'll probably be, 38? What is he now, 24? 26, 25? He's not old. He's like 26 tops.
26.
So at WrestleMania 50, he will be 37 years old. Which last time I checked is pretty much prime time wrestling age. when did The Rock start main eventing WrestleMania back to back? When he was like 36 years old. So, yeah. MJF, main event of WrestleMania 50. Wow, imagine I'm right. That'd be great.
Give me his opponent.
Ooh. Sammy Guevara. I don't know. Who knows?
It's gotta be a super babyface, right? To fight him?
Super baby. Maybe Theory's a babyface by then? Maybe he's the new Cena? Maybe. MJF Theory? I don't think Cody's going to be around. I don't think Seth... You think Seth's going to still be wrestling in 11 years?
No.
I don't think so. I don't see that shit. Roman, I think Roman's done in the next 2-3 years. And I really don't think he's even going to break anybody's record for that championship. He has to hold it for 2 more years just to break one guy's record.
MJF Max Caster main event WrestleMania.
Wow. It's a possibility. Nothing's impossible in this world anymore. What would you think if one day we get to see Triple H do what Vince McMahon did and buy AEW and then crush them on TNT live? This is the last AEW you're ever going to watch.
So, a year ago, I would have said you're crazy. AEW's got the staying power to be around. Today, where the product's at, would I be shocked if viewership continues to go down? And I wouldn't. I can't believe I'm saying that I wouldn't. Do I ever think it would get to the point where he would buy it? No, because I think Tony Khan would eat $2 billion before he would actually sell it to him. Like, I think he would bankrupt the thing.
Probably. Well, he's got enough money where he could probably go bankrupt 15 fucking times, no? Like, man. It's disappointing because AEW was so good for so long. It had a good hot run, and to me, the last 6 months have been stale. Like in general, like I didn't like the CM Punk win. I didn't like they rushed it.
Nope.
It is what it is. You can get off anytime you want, by the way. Anytime you want, you can get off. You got 27. I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah. I wasn't really angry with the CM Punk win because I didn't think it was going to be a long run. You know what? This guy, everything he's been through, you're going to bring him in here. He's going to sell merch and everything. You've got to give him the world title, and that's his pinnacle. Not a long run. Give it to someone else. You know, make someone go over big time by beating him. You know, but what bothered me more was just throwing the belt on Moxley when he got hurt. I felt that was like just fucking like lazy booking. You had a chance to do something different, something unique with the title. You know, at least like move it over once or twice. Like at this point, we know there's no way Moxley's losing the title until the unification match. Like we know that. You know?
To me, it's a way better storyline if you put the title right away on MJF. He takes it off Hangman, screws Punk out of the match, screws Punk's opportunity. He then fights Hangman. He's your champion. What does that do for MJF's career? This whole time he's being your champion. He's the top dog in the company, and you're building up a sick storyline between him and Punk, and then Punk has to really, you know, battle his way through everything to get this title off this fucking arrogant prick that everybody hates.
Yeah.
And guess what? Punk's not injured if you do that way.
Yeah. When I think of that roster, man, I think MJF, Caster, and Wardlow, you know, are guys that they would want like tomorrow.
I agree with that, especially fucking Caster because he's so talented on the microphone. So he has so, and MJF too. But MJF is he talented without the cursing though?
That's the question. You know, you're new to this guy. Is he the same? And I don't think so.
No, Caster has shown that he's entertaining without cursing.
Yeah.
Who do you think WWE is more impressed with mic work-wise? MJF? Because he's sitting there... Vince hates curse words, by the way. The second you say fuck, you've lost his interest. Or shit. Because he feels like if you can't communicate to the audience without cursing, like you're useless to him and his product.
Yeah. Like, how much can you curse with their new rating? You could say, well, shit, maybe?
Shit, bitch, maybe. You could probably get away with a fuck here and there, motherfucker.
He could probably skirt his way around it, MJF, if he had to.
I mean, this kid went off on that last promo. I mean, he said pussy, shit, this, that.
Any of that. But, you know, it's not really as much even the cursing, but I don't think they'd let him cut those promos. Like, you know, although, I don't know if they would let him be as edgy, like the Brian Pillman stuff, when he's looking down because his father's in hell. Yeah, I just don't know if they'd even go there to some of that stuff.
At the end of the day, AEW is still more edgy than WWE right now because to even have a promo remember you noticed when Billy Gunn at Dynamite, I think he referred to some wrestlers as, you guys are a bunch of girls. Like that kind of statement, it's like a sexist statement. It can offend a lot of different people who will fucking take it the wrong way. They don't let anything like that fly on WWE. And the most recent raunchy promo we've seen in WWE. If you remember the promo that the New Day did with Drew McIntyre, where they were talking about his package, and they had a package for him, and they were talking about the size of his dick, basically, and then the size of Big E's dick, and all these crazy fucking jokes that they were doing on the... I was like, yo, what the fuck am I watching right now? That shit was wild. That's the most raunchy they've been this entire year. Meanwhile, in AEW, they're calling pussies, they have all kinds of crazy things going on. Would you ever see... I don't see WWE doing what AEW does. For example, with Sunny Kiss or even the Man Beast, Nyla Rose. Do you see WWE letting someone like that come and wrestle on their product?
You know what? I do.
Okay, maybe in the future, not right now, I don't think.
No, I think that's good. And then all-inclusive brand and everything. I actually think a Sunny Kiss, that would be she could be a big time social media spokesperson for them, for the trans community. I think for them that would be tremendous, to be honest with you.
Yeah, no, they could definitely use the representation because they don't get any in WWE at all. So I don't know if WWE is anti that or if they just haven't evolved yet.
I'm trying to think. I don't even remember Attitude Era, yeah, but I'm thinking like modern era right now.
The closest to it was Goldust, man.
Yeah, but like think like nowadays, like the new era. I don't even remember the last like homosexual like storyline, like girl, boy, man, like anytime recently.
The most significant one in WWE history has to be Billy Gunn and the other guy.
Yeah, but I mean that's now you're going back. You know, like I'm talking like
Since then, no, I don't think they've had anything even remotely close to that since then.
That's strange. You know, I would have thought that's odd.
They had an opportunity to do something good with that other guy. What was his name? Derek Young? Right? He was pretty talented too. Kind of looked like The Rock a little bit. Then he came out, had all that stuff go on. And, you know, whatever. They just basically buried him, you know, and then released him. Nothing came from him. I don't know if they got scared on letting it go all out, but I don't know. I thought he was a good wrestler. I didn't have a problem with it.
Yeah.
I have no idea what they're going to do now with, I guess Fandango was maybe the last one who was a little like, you know, coming across like that. At least that's how they were trying to present him, you know, a guy that likes to dance. And
that's a guy I wondered if he would ever go back.
Fandango? I'd love to see Fandango back in action, man. Like I said, I could see a storyline that would make sense with Fandango, Breezango, whatever you want to call them, coming back and having a problem with maximum male models. Like I can just see it. It like I could see the storylines because Breezango, they were funny. You know, even though SmackDown and Raw were terrible when those guys were doing their thing, they had some of the only segments that were actually funny. Like when they did that like investigation, and then they would have the background missing, or they'd have pictures of missing wrestlers and a picture of Kane.
It was really funny, but to me, it was always like, yeah, it's funny, but
they're a joke.
Look at this failure version of a guy who was going to hold the world title in Fandango. You know, Jericho said it on his podcast that Vince was going to put the title on it. Jericho was like, I can't see this guy as a world title, but I could. The entrance, the entrance with like pyro, like the little puff, like I could see it. You know, he put him in WrestleMania with Jericho. Obviously, when they put you in the ring with Jericho, you're there to get over. Like he's there to put you over.
Shit's crazy, bro. He had one of the best debuts I've ever seen from a wrestler, and then just to like vanish, basically, just fucking vanish from the radar. Like he was still on the product, but he wasn't on that championship radar.
Well, when he was, like I said, when he was on that radar, and Vince was going to put it on him, he hurt himself. He had a serious injury. I don't remember what it was, but he did hurt himself, and that was it. He came back, but like he was at that point, he was just off of the writing.
So apparently all these people that are watching us right now are on Twitch. There's 27 people on Twitch watching, which is kind of weird.
Check Messenger.
No, you can see it. I don't give, who gives a shit? Don't be shy. Fuck these people. You fuckers, there's 24 of you on Twitch watching. You're not saying a word.
I've never had this many people in a chat and someone not say something.
Yeah, it's very weird.
Seems kind of weird, to say the least.
Very sketchy. Unless my friend Zip Luke bought us viewers or some dumb shit like that. He's done that in the past.
Yeah, that's what I was aiming to. So there's no one.
He did it for me one night when I was playing Call of Duty, and then I had like 540 people watching me, and there was only like 6 people talking in the chat. I'm like, you guys all suck. Get out of my stream. I was telling them, fuck off. Like, I didn't care. Yeah, when you get a lot of people, usually the chat goes wild. I remember I used to get in the hype zone on Mixer before Microsoft fucking scrapped that streaming platform. Hype Zone.
You know what we could do? We can give away 1 ticket to Grand Slam.
We'll give away 1 ticket to Grand Slam.
Yeah, like it may be up there, the ticket, but if anyone wants a free Grand Slam ticket, just drop us a line in chat. Just type 1 in chat.
Oh shit! Gilch is saying if somebody in Twitch wants a free Grand Slam ticket, they just have to say 1 in the chat. I don't think these are bots. These are bots. But yo, that's not a bad idea though. I could probably do a whole video package. Actually, on my YouTube channel. Well, here's what I did on my YouTube channel. I gave away a free PS4. The goal was to get to 1,000 subs. We never got to 1,000 subs, and around 920 subs, I was like, "Fuck it! I'm just giving away the PS4 to the most loyal person that's been in my shit," which was this kid who lived in like the poorest part of America. And he still had a PS2. So he went from a PS2 to a PS4. And I told him, all you got to do is just send me a video of you opening the box. Which he did. And I actually have that video on my YouTube channel. But here's the thing. After I gave away that PS4, the next day I announced the winner. And I lost about 100 subscribers the same day. So
I don't understand why somebody would unsub on YouTube. It doesn't
because they got pissed that they didn't get the PS4.
Oh, so being salty, like
Yes, 100 salty people, and then I grew it back, and now I think it's stuck at 915. It's been that way for a while. This one is growing steadily. We just hit 90 tonight on YouTube.
Big boost for us is going to be when the title for the show is tune in. We have so and so tonight, and they can make that the title, even on Twitch too. Like people will catch the title when we actually have get a wrestler in here.
Yeah, that would be fucking lit. You know, whoever you get, Deanna Peraza live, Big Vito live, Mick Foley live. Maybe we should just chip in and fucking hire MJF to come on the show for like 15 minutes. He would probably.
What do you think that would cost?
Oh God, probably $2,000.
That's exactly what I was thinking, like $3,000.
Fucking cocksucker.
He charges $500 for a cameo on the website.
Exactly, and he's trolling hard with that shit, and people still pay. Because people that have money. First of all, the thing is, there's two kinds of people: people that have money and the people that don't. People that have money don't give a fuck about spending money. Like, that's nothing to them. Anybody that's willing to spend $500 on an MJF cameo is, like, obviously not hungry for cash. I just don't. I see somebody spending $500 on a championship belt and being broke for a month, but not on a cameo. They would spend money on something that they could physically fucking hold. But somebody with money, that's who's buying cameos.
Yeah.
That's why you bought a goddamn cameo. You got some money. You're like, fuck it, I'm getting Ricardo Rodriguez over here, man.
Dude, I typed in wrestling and I was scrolling the pages to try and find like someone who's like decently cheap.
There's a few people on there. Some of them are actually surprisingly affordable.
Yeah, you'll be surprised.
Like I think Matt Hardy's pretty affordable too. I think he's like 75.
But when I'm scrolling and I saw his face and he was in the tux, my first thought was, "This is the guy that did it."
Yeah,
this is the guy that did it. Intro.
That is awesome.
Hey, that's another guy, Alberto Del Rio. Where's that guy?
I think he's got a lot of bad beef with like cases or lawsuits or some sexual harassment bullshit.
No.
Or beating women. Didn't he beat Paige or something?
Did he really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think he beat the shit out of Paige one night. They broke up. And I think ever since then he's had a bad stigma follow him around. That's why he doesn't get hired. That's why he's not on AEW. If AEW would have hired him if that was the case. If he was ready to go.
What AEW girls you think WWE wants?
Jade Cargill. Probably Thunder Rosa, just because of her marketing value.
Britt?
Maybe Britt Baker. I could see her being on the radar for sure. Obviously, maybe Toni Storm now, because Toni Storm was a Triple H girl. So I could see him wanting her back, but I don't know if that's going to happen.
Here's a better question, right? You're on the AEW roster. You were a WWE guy, and you signed with AEW when you were let go. Your contract expired. You woke up in the morning to find out that Triple H now has complete fucking creative control of everything over there again. All right. You want to kick yourself so hard, right? Who's like your top guy or two or three guys that you think kicking himself so hard? That
Billy Gunn and the Ass Boys.
Okay.
Because WWE needs a tag team right now. And like I said, those guys just remind me of Too Cool. And if Too Cool could be tag team champions, I'm pretty sure those two fucking could. And he's mad tight with Triple H. But he's probably committed to AEW now. So he's probably kicking himself too. Because he didn't know this was coming, I don't think.
I got two guys.
Who?
One is Keith Lee.
Yeah, absolutely. And Adam Cole.
There's my number one. Keith Lee, but the thing with Keith Lee is at least he's having a little success over here. At least he's getting on TV and he's getting, he's got a belt or whatever. To me, Adam Cole is Adam
Cole has to be numero uno though. Like, without question.
No question about it. That's the guy I think of. Like, he wakes up and he's like, fuck. I'd be fighting for the title, on these next couple pay-per-views. So that's rough.
We didn't even see him on Dynamite this week, right? Where was Undisputed Elite? We didn't see nothing this week from them. And aren't they having a match in this Trios tournament too? Aren't they in it too?
With their surprise...
With their surprise, yeah. Well, I wonder who that's going to fucking be. Yeah. It's got to be somebody from Bullet Club.
Yeah.
I don't know, though. I don't know what these people are doing on Twitch. You guys are freaking me out.
Oh, yeah, these are definitely fake. No one even pressed one.
But no, you know what it is? There's some people on Twitch that are just assholes, though. I've been streaming on Twitch for years. And the people that watch on Twitch are, like, fucking strange. I've had people watch me. Listen to this. I'm not even kidding because I can look at the individual statistics on Twitch and all this. There's been people that have been watching me on Twitch for about 6 years now and haven't said a word in the chat. They just sit there and they watch. I don't know what they're doing. They stalk me, basically. I got at least 1 or 2 stalkers on Twitch. Without a doubt. Like, when I'm on, they're watching. They're not saying anything, but they're watching. And that's creepy. It's fucking creepy. Yeah, I don't know who it is. Could be somebody that hates me. Could be somebody that wants to kill me. I hope not. I don't want to die yet. One day, but not tonight.
As you, I read that, I was reading before that Ric Flair completely passed out, lost
Twice
consciousness. Twice during the match.
Yeah, I believe that. He fucked up because he was probably so excited about that day that he wasn't thinking about the basics, which is like drink water, stay hydrated, have energy, eat well, take a shit, and go do your match. Honestly,
a picture of him on Facebook drinking beer.
He already said that he regrets saying that this was his last match. I mean, so we already know this isn't his last match.
He said someone wanted to pay him to come out the next week. And
yeah, Puerto Rico, I think. They offered him, and they said, oh, be your last match in Puerto Rico. He was like, nah, I'm good. In my opinion, he needs to stay away from all of that, man. Hogan's about to be 69. Actually, no, he turned 69, I think, either today or yesterday. And like you said, he sold his NWO powerboat. 90,000 seems like a fucking low price for something so collectible.
Right.
Somebody's buying that.
I would think so.
You know, there's got to be a Hulkamaniac that's like a millionaire, billionaire. For sure. There's a few, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Would you buy it if you had $90,000 to spare?
Not a boat person.
Not a boat person, okay.
I mean, I like my power sports. Like, I love my jet skis and shit, but I enjoy being on someone else's boat. I don't want to deal with like everything that
docking it and
cleaning it and no thanks.
It's good to just have in case you need to just get away. And what if you can't escape anything? Because you're on Staten Island. So what happens if your bridge gets blown up?
Which one? I go to Jersey then.
Both.
I got 3 bridges to Jersey. Here.
All 3 are done. Dark Knight
I got the bridge to Brooklyn.
They're all done. They got blown up. You're on an island.
I got the ferry.
You're on an island and the tsunami's coming, man. You only got one direction to go. It's that way.
Jump on the ferry and say, let's go. Come on.
Yeah. Oh, man, that Verrazano Bridge. A lot of people died to make that fucking bridge. And why is it still $30 or $20, whatever it is? Fucking worst, biggest. You don't get an exemption from that, do you?
Yeah, I did.
Every year or every time you pass it?
I only pay like $7.
Because of why? Because of your residency?
Resident, yeah.
So what, you have a resident code on your Easy Pass or something, or just?
Yep.
Ah.
Which, good thing you just reminded me. I got an email from them that I had to update my address. So.
Okay. But $7 still seems fucking unfair for someone that lives there. Like, I feel like you shouldn't have to pay anything to go home.
That's the thing about Staten Island. It's the one borough that you can't get onto and off without paying money.
Yeah, the Bronx is almost the same. You can get to the Bronx for free, but it takes you forever. You got to go through traffic. You got to go through the city.
But you can.
You can. But who wants to?
You can't.
Who wants to do that? Like, I do shit in the Bronx all the time, and I always have the option. I'll go through the city or pay the toll. I pay the toll every fucking time because I'm not trying to sit on the FDR for fucking 1 hour, passing by exit 24, watching 300 people that can't drive all trying to get in the left lane at the same goddamn time. Cock blocking the whole fucking highway.
Where I'm at in Staten Island, I'm not really near the highways that close to Jersey. I'm kind of like the other shore. So if you look like distance,
so what you're saying is you live on the nice side of Staten Island.
Sort of. But if you had to get to, let's say you had to get to Midtown and you went through Brooklyn, like that might be shorter distance and the tolls aren't as bad. But the belt, the BQE.
Belt Parkway's top 5 worst highway in America.
Yeah, and then you're onto the BQE versus just going through Jersey. I shoot up the turnpike.
BQE's top 5 worst highway in America. Both of them are on that top 5.
Nightmare.
Fucking brutal.
Nightmare.
Ass cancer is what that fucking highway is. One of my first jobs that I had when I was 18, when I started driving, I had a job in Brooklyn at a place called Lipsco, private DMV. I don't know why I did it, but I would wake up at 6 in the morning. It would take me 2 hours to get there.
Did you say Brooklyn?
Yeah, in Brooklyn, yeah.
I remember Lipsco on New Utrecht Avenue.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, where all the Hasidics live. And, I 2 hours every day, Monday through Friday, I would drive 2 hours. I'd leave at 6, I'd get there at 8. So much traffic every fucking day. BQE, man. Fucking terrible. I remember that's the first time I ever got pulled over by the police. And they were like up my ass on the left lane. And the guy gets on the speaker. He's like, "Get to the right lane and pull over." And then I didn't know how to get over to the right lane because I just started really like driving on this highway. And I'm like, this car is coming 50, 60 miles an hour. I'm like, what the fuck? This guy's crazy. And then he starts screaming on the loudspeaker on the highway. We're going like both 5 miles an hour because I'm trying to switch lanes. I'm causing mad traffic. He gets on the street. "What are you doing?" On the loudspeaker. Eventually, I get off at like exit 27, I think, Atlantic Avenue or whatever it was. And I pull over. He comes up to the car. "What the fuck are you doing? What the fuck is wrong with you?" I said, "Listen, man, I just started driving on this highway like recently. I don't know what the fuck's going on over here." I'm like, "What do you want? What's up?" He's like, "The left lane is for emergency vehicles or people that want to go faster than the speed limit." Because I guess I was going like 40 or 45 or something. So he got mad tight, bro. He's cursing at me, screaming at me. He's like, "You want to drive like that? You stay in the fucking right lane, you fucking asshole." Like,
the best is when you're in the left lane, and you're fucking flying, and then you like look in your rearview mirror and you see the lights go on. Because if it's like at night on the like if it's at night like going down the Garden State, like it's dark as hell. Like if they don't have the lights on, you won't see a car behind you. So you're doing like 75 in the left lane, and all of a sudden the lights come on behind you, and you're like, "Fuck, I got pulled over." And you start getting over to the right, they just zoom right past you.
Yeah, exactly.
Faster. It's like, oh.
They're chasing someone. Man, I get tired of it. When I used to drive a taxi, I'd get pulled over all the time for like nonsense. And I used to just fuck with them all the time. Like, "Listen, man, I'm trying to make money right now. Like, what do you want?" I told the guy one time, he was screaming at me. I'm like, "Listen, bro, you can either give me a speech or give me a ticket. But you sure as shit ain't giving me both. So what's it going to be? You're going to continue to sit here and fucking babble? Or you're going to give me my ticket so I can get on my fucking way?" He got so fucking pissed off, he gave me the ticket and he fucked off.
I was going to say, you got that ticket.
Oh, yeah, I didn't care anymore. I don't want to hear you talk anymore. Like, you're killing it right now. You're not my dad. Give me the ticket and shut the fuck up. I remember I had 2 detectives handcuff me and my friends in front of the park because they wanted the parking spot that I was parking in. So, like, they came and pulled in right behind me, and, like, they get out of the car. They're checking us for, like, guns and drugs. They checked the car. They had us handcuffed the whole park. All our friends are looking at us like we're criminals. Like, they don't know what the fuck's going on. Fucking assholes. Okay,
think I'm going to bail on you.
Yeah, we're out of here. Fuck all these bots. Wrestling with Savage. We're out. Intro again. Shout out to Macho Verse and shout out to Dave and Jay who couldn't be here with us tonight. Jay, I guess he's still recovering from Vegas. I don't know. Or his wife's playing music, he said. Anyway, everybody fuck off. Have a good night. God bless.
In the history of podcasts.
You are watching Wrestling with Savage! But of course,
Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, brought to you live by the champ. A last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a choke slam. Here to give it to you raw. This is Wrestling with Savage. Smackdown, hold the title. This is Wrestling with Savage. What?
I'm trying to give these 2 WWE legends